Oh, I have two. Did I ever tell you I was a professional sound man for a radio network?
That's right.
And that's why that radio network is going under to this day. It's going completely out of business.
That's right. See what you did.
Well, welcome back, Jim Nazium. Welcome back.
I'm back.
The reason I'm screaming is not only because I'm out of my mind, but I wanted to test my reverb.
It's very low.
It is low, right? I keep bringing it up, and then it still says low. So I'm going to bring it up a little more.
It's digital.
How's this? Huh? Hey,
it's a little better.
A little better.
Just a little.
Let me hear your reverb.
Hey, it's about the same as yours.
Yeah.
A little better.
All right. Oh, yeah, yours is a little better.
Yes.
Could you bring down your mic a little? It's a tiny bit hot on my end, Jim Nazium. On my end, okay?
All right.
Well,
how's that, eh?
That's fantastic. Welcome back, Jim Nazium. Well, you were gone. You were. I don't know where you were last week. You were stuck in the blizzard 1 week ago, right?
I was sitting in my car the whole time.
Did you try to shovel, dig your own car out of the hole, so to speak?
The next day, yeah.
Wow.
The trick is when you're in my advanced age, you can't use a big shovel. Can't. Because it collects too much snow, and to avoid throwing a heart attack, got small shovel. So
I see. Did you go buy a shovel?
Yeah.
But I think I watched you shoveling, and I felt bad for you. You know why? Because you bought a pointy shovel.
Well, that's good for the ice.
Yeah, it's good for But I have a chopper in my garage right there. I have a chopper. You could chop the ice.
Well, when the first storm we had, I couldn't find anything in the garage.
Well, because it doesn't look like a chopper. It doesn't look. You would have had to ask me. It doesn't look. When you look at it, she didn't realize it's good for an ice chopper.
Well, I still didn't have a shovel. So
right, the problem is you bought I know you bought a pointy shovel and it helps with the ice, but
it's cheap.
Shoveling snow with a pointy shovel.
Yeah.
That'll take forever, and that's because you ever see it? It's the same shovel, only flat. It's like a they call it a sheetrock shovel.
No, I bought a garden shovel.
Yeah, you bought the pointy one to dig dirt.
Yeah.
But if you get imagine the same shovel, but instead of being pointy like this, it's flat.
Oh.
It's flat like this, see? And when you go to pick it up...
They sell those?
Yes, of course. It's called sheetrock. Well, anyway.
All right.
I have shovels. You're talking about me. I got 2 sheds. Jim Nazium, how many sheds are in my backyard?
I haven't been there, so I don't know.
You could take a quick look out the window. Remember how many sheds I have? Is one shed enough for Hank Hayes?
No.
No, I have 2 garden sheds, Jim.
Yes.
2.
Yes.
Not 1, not 3, but 2.
Because they're full of shovels and picks and pickaxes and you name it. But anyway, we digress. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't seen Jim Nazium in like a week. It feels like a month, Jim Nazium.
I was on special assignment, and I was because I couldn't park on the block, so I had to stay away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's noise. What's that noise? I think that's you. You hear that rumbling?
Really? Turn my mic down for a second. Well, that's because it's a condenser mic.
Still there. It just started. It's going... Orson was supposed to fix things. Jim, it's hard to fix things like this when you walk in less than 5 minutes to air.
A bang from outside.
It sounds like it.
Jim almost set off the anchor alarm. We had the lights going saying Jim Nazium is not in the booth. But anyway, let's dive in. Well, I'll live with the noise. I can't believe you don't hear it.
I keep my headphones very low.
But now you're dying. That's the problem. Now you're.
Maybe my battery's good.
He's always got it. All right.
Yep.
Jim, you fix your battery. I'll talk to the folks.
I got a battery ready.
Please, just do it. Just do it, please. Orson, this is why we have to institute what we instituted at ABC. At ABC, what happened a couple of times, ABC News, I worked for ABC News in the radio division for a long time. And what would happen is at the top of the hour, there's supposed to be an ABC newscast. It's a funny thing. When I worked at the local ABC affiliate in New York City, which is WABC 77, WABC, and I was being trained on their board, right, by one of the greatest board ops. He goes by the name Crash. He's still working. He's working with Lionel now. And Crash told me, he goes like this. He goes, let me tell you something. You bring this pod up. The pod is the volume. and it was ABC Network News. And he says, when at 10 seconds to air, you're going to hear a beep. It doesn't matter. The world could be over. Did you do it that quickly? The world could be finished. You're going to hear 10 seconds to air. You're going to hear a beep. And that means the news is starting 10 seconds later. And he says, let me tell you something. That news is going to start no matter what. Well, guess what? There came a day when you heard a 10-second warning, beep. And around the world, people are sitting there looking at their clocks. And at the top of the hour, there was no newscast. All right? Why? Because the anchor was still inside writing a story. He's like so excited. Oh, man, I have a fantastic story. And then he looked up at the clock, and he was 30 seconds late. So they instituted an anchor alarm. And I forget how many minutes. I think it was 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I don't know what it was. Let's just say that at 3 minutes to air, it would arm. And at 2 minutes to air, if the anchor hadn't hit the button to disarm it, meaning he's in the studio, this alarm would go off, a siren, a little light, and it would say, there is, attention, attention, there is no anchor in Studio 5. There is no anchor in Studio 5A. That's what we need here. We need here for no Jim Nazium in Studio 5, even though this isn't Studio 5. We'll make believe it is. But anyway, all right, so you sounded better, Jimmy.
Yes, it was the battery. It's exhausted. You could toss this one. It's an exhausted battery.
All right, thank you. I'm getting confirmation from across the United States, from the 48 continental states, that we are absolutely live. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me officially welcome once again Jim Nazium back into the studio. He was not here last week thanks to the snow, and let's get right into it, because this is the Pirate Radio Guy podcast, Jim Nazium. Adventures and stories, and all true, 100% true.
I thought this was going to be a game show.
No, this is not the game show. You thought it was going to be a game show? Well, let's see. Survey says wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It's the game of life, and we seem to be winning, Jim. We seem to be winning. We're coming from behind. And one time, Jim told me many years ago, he says, I love to come from behind.
With adversity.
We won't go anywhere near that. So, Jim, I don't know if you caught the show live last week.
I was watching it on my phone, so it's hard to respond.
And the funny thing is that if you missed it live on our flagship station on Vaughn.live, and of course YouTube, you could always watch it on the podcast. By the way, I want to announce to everybody that our podcast is now on Spotify. So there are so many places to find this show, and if you miss it, you can subscribe to it right there on YouTube. You can subscribe to it on Spotify. And, you don't have to pay all the time for Spotify. Most of the time, it's free. Mm-hmm. So, and we're on the free section. We are in the free section of Spotify. But, Jim, I wanted to... do you remember what I did last... Let's recap a little bit, because last week I read a couple of articles. Because 50 years ago, as everybody who's been following, and if you didn't know, we ran pirate radio stations out of Brooklyn, New York, mostly Jim Nazium's bedroom. And what happened is we got busted by the FCC 50 years ago. 50 years in 1 week, sort of. It's like 50 years. 2 weeks. And 3
weeks.
Do you remember that last week I found a couple of articles? The first one was by a gentleman named Harry L. Helms.
I remember that guy, that fella.
That fella, Harry Helms. Yeah. So what'd you think? I read the article, and you weren't here, so I thought maybe you might want to comment on...
I heard most of it on the phone.
Uh-huh. So what do you think, Jim? So let's just tell everybody that our radio station, we were on the air, we were getting out across half of the country, or at least maybe 1/3 of the United States and Canada, 2 provinces. And the FCC finally came in and busted us, right? They came down, they tracked us down. They really didn't have to because we gave out the phone number. And they walked in, 2 FCC agents, and they told your mother and father, get out of the way. I got to take me to the station. And they came into your bedroom where we were live on the air, literally live on the air, and they said, turn that transmitter off. And don't ever go back on the air again, in the whole 9 yards. Mm-hmm. And then, not long after that, there came a day when all of a sudden someone said, hey, you see you guys you're in Popular Electronics magazine. He says, what?
I remember going out and buying the copy.
So tell us about that. I want to, because I went through it last week. I want to hear all about it, all your...
I woke up, I took a shower, I had breakfast.
Well, don't go into that much detail.
All right. No, I don't even remember where I bought it, but I did buy it. And I think we all bought copies.
Oh, we had to run out and buy. Listen, you find out you're in a magazine, you're going to buy the magazine.
Yeah. But it was bizarre because a lot of it was, you could see, he just made it up.
Yeah.
He didn't have any information, nothing to back it up. Obviously, he needed to make the article a little more interesting because by itself, it probably wasn't that interesting. And he's editing it. He says, needs more work.
And I'll tell you one thing. In a magazine or newspaper, they tell you how many words you need.
Yeah.
Because the editor wants to fill the page. So he might have said, "Listen, I need, I need 2 more paragraphs. So I need 3 more paragraphs." You remember the first paragraph he made up?
I don't remember it.
Well, no, I read it, so I remember. The first thing he made up was that we were possibly in trouble for using what he called internal telephone company circuits. That's the word he used. He used circuits.
Circuits.
All right?
And we tapped into some circuit in the telephone company.
Not just for the edification of our viewers, our new viewers. Just to recap, the way we took phone calls, because we love to take live phone calls when we were when we're broadcasting. It lets you. That's really the whole reason to do it. I mean, that's where we get our fun. We have fun doing it, and there's a kind of a rule of thumb. What was that rule of thumb, Jim? About how many people are listening? You could tell at the time. You could estimate how many listeners you have by how many phone calls you get.
That's right.
I think it was 2%. 2% of the audience will call in. 1 to 2%. Mm-hmm. So that meant, now I have I don't know if that's you or me, but 1 to 2%. If you got 10 or 15, you got 20 phone calls, then just use mathematics. Multiply it by 100, and you're a happy person. But the key is, if you give out your telephone number, which we proved, if you give out your home phone number, then it's so easy. The next week, the FCC is going to come. They're going to say, well, you gave out your number. Telephone company gave us your address.
Because they didn't know where it was coming from. Because you have all these apartment buildings, these tall buildings, 16-story, and then the rest are 7-story. And then you have residential, regular houses that are 2-story. And they had no idea where the signal was really coming from. There were too many apartments.
Right. I think what you're trying to say, even if the FCC was in the car and they were triangulating and they got down to the very block, the dead end, they could pull into the dead end where we were broadcasting from. But that's as far as they're going to go, because like you said, there's 16-story building, 16-story building, 7-story, 7-story, then there's a row of apartment houses, and it's just hundreds of possibilities of where at the time where we'd be coming from.
Antenna. They're figuring that they never thought that there would be a wire strung between 2 buildings 8 stories high.
So
that's not what they're looking for.
In order to take phone calls, once we joined the underground, we found out about telephone company. You could call it telephone company circuits, but we weren't doing anything illegal. Did you hear that hum?
Yeah.
I have no idea what it could be. Oh, it's Jim Nazium. Of course, Orson.
It's your Jack.
It's no.
Do you really mean that?
Jack.
Yeah, right. Anyway.
Your cable.
So we were given these telephone numbers. They were called loop lines. And basically, here's a way to do it. You have 2 corresponding loop lines. If person A calls one number, he hears a click. Person B calls another number. I always get it backwards. Person A calls one number that ends in 0. And he hears a tone, a continuous tone, pretty much. When the person you want to talk to calls a similar number, but ends in the digit 6 or 7 instead of 0, boom, the tone goes away and you're talking to someone. You don't know where they're calling from. You just know they dialed a number. Mm-hmm. So this was perfect for the underground pirates because we could give out one side of the number and we could sit there and we'd know there's someone on the line when the tone disappeared. It's not illegal. It's nothing fancy, but of course it was pretty cool to find out about.
Yeah.
Well, Harry Helms, who was an author, he had to fill some space in his article, and he filled his space by falsely saying that we were in trouble with the phone company, potentially in trouble with the phone company for, using internal telco circuits. Remember this? And then at the end, Harry Helms said, Well, the FCC has decided only to warn WCPR, John Doe, and Perry Harris. But we still have to see if they might get in trouble with the phone company for, using those internal telephone circuits. So we laughed at that.
Yeah.
But we says this guy, he didn't talk to us. And I think that was our first brush with fake news. It was the first time we made the news. Although you were in the newspaper, do you remember there was? Let me see if I can jar your memory. Do you remember a school bus crashing into the B train pole in front of Pantry Pride, or maybe it was even Food Fair?
Yeah.
And the school bus, and you were in the middle of the picture in the newspaper.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I wish you still had that. Imagine if you still had. Maybe you do. So there was Jim Nazium. That's the first time you made the news.
I had nothing to do with the crash, by the way.
You sure you didn't throw a snowball? You didn't throw a snowball at the bus driver?
No, I was a spectator. I was just observing.
I hope you're speaking truthfully, Jim. All right, I hope you're speaking truthfully. But my first time in the news was my first time having anything written about me was in that Harry L. Helms article in Popular Electronics, and he just totally fabricated. It had no basis in reality other than they were internal. They were telephone company lines.
Right.
We weren't doing anything illegal. No possibility of getting in trouble.
Nothing nefarious.
You can't get in trouble. It's like saying, well, they called 411 and they got information from the information, and the phone company might be trying to prosecute them for this.
And by the way, the call is not free. So we have to dial into a number and we get charged. The person calling on the other side, the listener, calls into the similar number, the last digit is different, they get charged. So that's 2 charges on one phone call.
Right, there's nothing illegal about it.
Message units right there, right?
Do you remember what we did after we read that article from Harry Helms?
No.
Well, we wrote a letter to the editor.
Yes.
So Jim and I wound up writing a letter to the editor of Popular Electronics. Mm-hmm. And it got to Harry Helms, and then remember, Harry Helms contacted us.
Yeah.
And he sent us a letter and a questionnaire. And, of course, his attitude was, well, if you really are who you say you are, remember that? If you really are who you say you are, you'll answer these questions. And we did. We answered the questions. I'm not going to play it tonight, but Pete Sake has digitized the actual cassette that we sent back to Harry Helms with the answers to his questions.
Oh.
I was listening to it the other day. I had to edit it a little bit.
Documentation.
Yes. We have, I think, with 3 dogs are currently in the room. That's okay. Dogs are allowed in the room. So that was, we will play some of that because it's like right now you're hearing Old Man Hayes and Old Man Nazium tell stories. And on this tape, this is 50 years ago, and we're telling Harry Helms. That's how we responded to Harry Helms. We helped him out. We gave him more information in the hopes that in the next article he wrote, that he would tell the truth. Trying to avoid fake news. All right?
Hey, but again, we were ahead of the game.
We're always ahead of the game. We always seem to be 50, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead of our time. So that's Harry Helms. Did you hear the other article I read, Jim Nazium? The second article.
That I might have missed.
Well, what were we doing?
I was listening to on the phone. I didn't have the password to the internet.
Oh, okay.
So doing it off, and every time, you just touch the phone, it goes away, and you have to bring it back.
All right, so let's revisit this for a moment.
All right.
Do you see this on my screen?
I see it on the screen, but the print is so small for me, I can't read it.
Well, I can barely read it, too. It's not the best copy, but thank God, I think Pete Sake's late brother, copied this for us. He discovered it, and Pete saved it, and so there's a quick article. I want to bounce this off of Jim. It was published Friday, September 29th, 1978. This is during the height of WFAT.
Yeah.
Now, Harry Helms' article was published. We were not on the air at the time. You were maybe testing WDBX. Maybe.
That would be, a couple of months before.
So we were not really active we were really still in the shadows, still in hiding during Harry Helms' article release. But this article, written by a gentleman named Tom Calandra, All right, that's the byline by Tom Calandra. Friday, September 29th, 1978, titled Daredevils of the Airwaves. And by the way, this was at the height of WFAT, which was 100 times bigger than CPR, maybe 1,000 times bigger than CPR. Okay? Did you hear any? Tell me if you heard any of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing.
No, I missed this.
Oh, my goodness. You're going to love this. I want to see Jim Nazium. Okay, here we go. From the top, I'll give you the good stuff. Daredevils of the Airwaves, Jim Nazium. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's a snowbound Sunday morning, December 28th, 1975, and you're lying in bed alone, nursing a bottle of Michelob and fiddling around with your Christmas Pioneer hi-fi receiver. Your antenna hookup is no radio sophisticate's dream, but the copper wire you have connected to the set and fastened T-fashion onto your bedroom wall, T, right?
As a dipole.
Enables you to receive early morning broadcasts from as far away as Philadelphia. So right away we know he's got the FM dipole that comes with the receiver.
Yeah.
All right, FM. That's frequency modulation for those of you who didn't realize that.
Der Youngster.
All right. You got to talk over when he curses. Okay. Now check this out. He just said he put his FM dipole on the wall, turned on his... Tom Calandra turns on his FM, his FM dipole, and he's connected. And here's the next line. You ready? You set the selection dial at AM and probe the airwaves for tonight's trotter action at Roosevelt Raceway. Now, I'm going to ask you, Jim Nazium, the first man on the planet Earth to figure out how to get audio into a tabletop radio and broadcast around the neighborhood. That's you, Jim Nazium. I'm going to ask you that if you got your FM dipole and you connected it to the FM leads on your brand new Pioneer receiver, and then you set the selector to AM, what are you going to be able to tune into?
Well, first of all, that whole setup, that whole opening has nothing to do with AM. The AM radio on any, even stereo system back then, was mounted. It was that coil with the magnet and everything, and it was
the bottom line. Jim, give us the bottom line, baby. He's tuning to FM.
Yes,
he's not tuned to AM. I mean, he's tuning to AM, but he's got an FM antenna. He has no antenna for the AM.
No, he just has the built-in antenna.
So he's not going to get WCPR without an antenna.
Well, where was he located?
He doesn't say.
Okay.
But we're assuming he's local to us because he says he's far away from Philadelphia. He's not. Just put it this way: he's got the FM antenna. He starts the article. I'm connecting my dipole FM antenna to my receiver, my brand new receiver,
which came with the radio, by the way.
Comes with it, yes. And the first thing I do is I tune away from FM, even though I connected an FM antenna. So right there, where it's only going to go downhill from there, Jim. Mm-hmm. All right, the next thing he does is, in a fit of desperation, he whirls the tuner dial until it goes up to 1,600 kilohertz. And all of a sudden, he hears a youthful voice with a cheery, "Good morning, I'm John Doe, and this is Pirate Radio WCPR from New York City." That's a miracle.
It is.
That's an absolute miracle. He's hearing WCPR on his FM dipole that he put on his wall. Okay, so here's where it gets a little worse, okay? Just want to find the part that you're going to love. You're going to cut two parts of this. A prime example of this type of pirate operation is WCPR, considered the powerhouse of pirate stations in the New York City broadcasting area. Operating out of Brighton Beach, Brooklyn. You like that one?
Yeah.
We're not in Brighton Beach.
No.
We're nowhere near Brighton Beach.
Not even close.
Like I said last week, maybe
take a bus.
If he said Coney Island, we'd give him Coney Island.
Yeah, we'll give him Coney Island. That's close enough.
We'll give him Coney Island because we could walk to Coney Island to see the fireworks or go have a Nathan's hot dog, which I can go for right now.
Mm-hmm. Just get on Stillwell Avenue and start walking.
So now he's got us out of Brighton Beach.
Yeah.
And then he says that WCPR began broadcasting on Saturdays and Sunday mornings in December of 75, emanating on 1,600 kilohertz, which is incorrect. It's 1,620 or thereabouts. The program format, DJ'd by a young man who called himself John Doe, consisted of progressive rock music, rambling monologues on any number of topical issues, and telephone talk shows between the DJ and the station's early morning listeners. Okay. Are you ready for this one, Jim?
I'm ready. I'm holding on.
The station was heard throughout a good portion of the eastern half of the country and achieved a considerable notoriety until the FCC closed down the operation on February 7th, 1976.
Obviously, he read that somewhere.
Oh, well, you know where he read it. Yeah, he read that.
You wouldn't know that off the
I want to let you know that so far he's followed the format. Jim, I think I'm allergic to you. So far he's following the format that Harry Helms, because all the things that I skipped, you could take this and superimpose it on top of Harry Helms' article. He says the same thing. He says the history of pirate radio, the history of this, the fine, bing, bing, bing. Okay, fine. Like I said last week, it was an inspiration. You're allowed to be inspired by someone else's work, and then you come and add to it. Okay, speaking of add to it, this is where it begins. I'm allergic to Jim Nazium. I am. Every time. 20 minutes in, I get did you turn into a cat?
No.
Do you have cat all over you? Are you covered by cat? You came from a place with a cat.
Actually, I wasn't wearing these clothes.
You have come from a place with a cat.
Yeah, but I wasn't wearing these clothes when I was with the cat.
Well, then I believe you, Jim.
Maybe you're allergic to my deodorant.
I don't know. I'm allergic to, I don't know what you were doing with the cat. All right, whatever you were doing with the cat, it's all over you. I hope I can go on. I may have to consult with my doctor. Okay, check this out, Jim. If it had not been for the inadvertent attention of a New York telephone operator, the station might be broadcasting today. Apparently, WCPR, in order to remain undetected by the FCC during its telephone talk shows, made use of a telephone company exchange. The exchange number would be obtained by placing a call to the operator and requesting that an emergency call be allowed to be placed to a private exchange that had already been occupied by radio personnel. When the operator cut in on the busy line, she would routinely utter the telephone company exchange number that was assigned to the emergency caller. This was the number utilized by WCPR, and its designation as a telephone company number defied any tracing efforts by the FCC.
Wow, that's pretty complex. I wish we did that. Whatever you made up there. It sounds good. I like it. Why didn't we think of that? What was he talking about?
Howard, why didn't you tell us about this back in the day?
Yeah, I'm a long way away, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That was maybe he thought we cut into Howard Cosell's telephone line.
All right.
Okay.
Howard, did you give us this private telephone line?
Hello.
All right. Jim, can you explain something to me about this guy, this author, Thomas, whatever his name is, Calandra? Can you tell me something, Jim? What the hell is he talking about? What is he talking about?
I guess he didn't have the internet. You know, he didn't have an Android or an iPhone back then, so he couldn't research any of this. He just made it up. I don't know. He may have looked up in one book and saw that you can make a emergency cut-in, and somehow he dreamed up this whole elaborate thing, which took up what? How many paragraphs? One paragraph?
That's one paragraph. There's still another paragraph to come because that's the setup. He didn't explain how we got busted from that. That's the setup.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'll tell you where it came, where the germination, where the seed was. Mm-hmm. The seed was planted by the fake news in Harry Helms' article when Harry Helms said that we used internal telephone company circuits and that we might be in trouble for that. Mm-hmm. But that's all Harry Helms said. He just said we used telephone company circuits to take phone calls, mm-hmm. and that we might still be in trouble in the future. This guy, you want to hear that again? You break this down for me.
No, well, yeah, I heard it, but
let's see if any part of this makes sense. Just we took phone calls by making use of a telephone company exchange.
That right there makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
Every phone number has to have an exchange, which is the first 3 digits of your telephone number.
Whatever your phone number
area
is.
Code.
Not the 3 numbers after the area code. Yes. That's your exchange.
That
so when I grew up,
certain building, certain telephone building.
Exactly. So in if you wanted to call Crazy Eddie back in the day to get a price quote, you would call 645-1196. That is the 645 exchange. So that every phone number that began on that exchange was in the same building, in Midwood, Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. Utilizing an exchange. Then the exchange number. How do we obtain the exchange number? It would be obtained by placing a call to the operator and requesting that an emergency call be allowed to be placed to a private exchange that had already been occupied by radio personnel. What does that mean?
That's a lot of gobbledygop.
Gobbledygook. I use the same word, Jim. It is literal gobbledygook. It's even worse than the people that talk about climate change.
Simple things are not trivial. They must be explored circumspectly and looked at very sharply.
Let's look at this sharply. Mm-hmm. That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Check this out. When the so he's mentioning an emergency interruption.
We know what that is.
He doesn't say emergency interruption, which was the actual nomenclature used by the phone company. Mm-hmm. You could call the operator, remember?
Yeah, if your phone was busy and I'm trying to get in touch with you, go ahead, take it from there.
I'm just repeating what I said last week to everybody. If you're trying to call somebody and the phone number is busy, you could dial 0, get an operator, and say, "Hello, operator, I'd like to make an emergency interruption, please." And then the operator would connect to a special interrupt operator with you right there on the phone. Mm-hmm. You would hear, "Hold on, give me the number, 645-1196. It's just busy. I'm trying to reach Crazy Eddie. I got to get a price on a TIAC." And you would hear click. And the operator would call an operator, and the interrupt operator, can I help you? "Yes, operator, I have an emergency interruption. 645-1196. Hold on, please." And then you'd sit there.
You have to give them your name.
They say, "What's your name?" "Well, my name is Hank." "Operator, I have an emergency interruption from Hank for 645-1196. And the interrupt operator would say, "Hold on, please." And you'd sit there with the regular operator, and the two of you would sit there. Mm-hmm. While that's taking place, the interrupt operator would break in on the number you gave. And how many times did I have to break in on you? You hear the click.
Yeah. And
what would happen? Imitate a typical interrupt that you might get.
If I remember correctly, it was this is the...
First you would hear, you hear click, clink.
Yeah.
And then did you ever get a tone?
I don't remember a tone. I just remember a big click, and you knew something was happening. Something is cutting in.
And you told the person, you and the person you're talking to, you're like, "Oh God, what's that?" He says, "Oh, hold on, I think I'm getting interrupted." Yeah. Remember?
And then this is the interruption operator. We have an emergency call from Hank, and then you would have to respond. It says, "Okay, thank you, operator.
I'll call him back.
I'll call him right back. I'll free the line. I'll call him right back."
And then on my side, that operator would come back to me and the operator who are sitting there waiting. And that operator would say, they said they'll call back. Thank you. It's you're successfully interrupted. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you, operator. I'd hang up. And then Jim Nazium would still not get off the phone with his girlfriend. He had to talk another 20 minutes. Now, how in the world, Jim, could we ever possibly, in any way, shape, or form, use an emergency interruption to, hijack some kind of untraceable telephone exchange?
That makes no sense.
Well, that's what Tom Calandra said. So now, here we go.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Because this was our downfall, according to him. Yeah. This is why we got caught. You ready?
I'm ready.
During such an operation on February 7th, 1976, Jim, listen to this. You're going to love it. A telephone operator, probably thinking that the exchange was no longer being used, cut the station off from its listeners and callers. WCPR, in a desperate attempt to continue the talk show, reverted to the use of its own listed telephone number. The FCC subsequently discovered the location of the transmitter and the DJ and raided the place. Wait, speechless.
Speechless.
Absolutely
No
speechless.
Words. No words.
All right, my mistake.
No words.
There are no words. And that's not all. That's not all. In that same paragraph, the FCC subsequently discovered the location, raided the place, confiscated the broadcasting equipment. Okay?
Lots of drama.
John Doe and some friends were placed under arrest.
Wow, I don't remember it that way. I was there when they came.
We hijack a secret telephone exchange. We make an emergency interruption and somehow get a telephone number that the phone company cannot trace. An operator realizes we're doing something nefarious, and she cuts us off from our secret number. We give out our own number on the air, causing the FCC to find us. And then the FCC raids us and arrests John Doe and friends. All right? Sorry. I'm very sorry, Tom Calandra. You cannot come on down. You are not the next contestant on the Pirate Radio Guys podcast. All right? No. Not.
Not be going into the bonus round.
What do you think of that, Jim? Tell me what you think of that.
That's funny. And, back then, I guess you can print stuff, and it was very difficult to try to correct someone who printed something that was totally made up, totally false.
Jim, it's 50 years ago right now. It's just like 48 years ago. We're just finding out about this today.
Is he still, he's still around? Let's go knock on this.
Wait till I tell Jim. Anybody listening last week, according to all of the, the latest artificial intelligence search engines, Tom Calandra is the founder of CBS MarketWatch.
Oh. Good for him.
And according to everything that I've been able to dig up, it is him. He founded MarketWatch.com on CBS, the MarketWatch website, the whole thing.
It was this article that got him a promotion.
That's why he's probably going to crush us. If we're not on next week, we were not taken off by the FCC, right? We got away with it, right?
Why do you go open mics every time you get on the radio?
If we are never to be seen or heard from again, it's because
Al takes us off the internet.
If we get banned on everything, you know why. It's because Tom Calandra got wind that we were complaining about the things he made up in this article when he was, he was probably about 16, 17. And now he's got more money than God, and he's saying, "Get rid of these guys. I squash them in the name of Judah Mansbach." Right? In the name of Judah Mansbach, get rid of these guys. Do it, and do it now.
This is the Federal Communications Commission. We've been listening to the nonsense you've been doing on the air. We know who you are. We're going to get you. I advise you to get off the air.
And that's not all, Jim. There's a couple of other little things. He says in this same article, all right, he mentions the Falling Star Network. Okay. And so he knew about them. And then he says about John Doe of WCPR, he says that WCPR was guilty of, wish I could find it, guilty of what would you call it? Blatant pornography. Yeah, I got to find it. Here it is.
Show pornography on the radio.
Here it is. A very few pirate stations, such as WCPR, I'm reading. WCPR airs blatantly profane material. He said, look, Jim. Mm-hmm. It's a misprint. WCPR airs blatantly profane material. I was trying to figure out what was the profane material. There was no profanities on WCPR. Not even Randall's friend, that guy that hung, that guy. He wasn't profane.
No.
He was suggestive. Like, he was horny. Put it that way. He was horny.
Innuendo.
It was all innuendo. That's not profanity. So absolutely not. That is a complete falsehood. We were not profane. But look, WCPR airs blatantly profane material. Next sentence. You're going to love this one. Most pirate stations, like WFAT, Fat Radio, another New York-based station that airs public service information and community-centered commentary, operate on a pirate honor system and refrain from on-the-air obscenities. So he says that WCPR airs blatantly profane material, but WFAT is fantastic. They're on an honor system and they refrain from on-the-air obscenities. What do you think of that one, Jim?
He didn't even know that it was the same people.
It's the same station, Orson!
Yes.
Ferocious.
It's the same exact people!
I'm worried about you because I think that you're a dum-dum.
It's the same station!
And
Yes.
a large-sized
Same
jerk.
studio, same transmitter, everything was the same.
It's like saying, I watched the Hank and Jim podcast. These guys are horrible. They're just profanity. They're cursing and sexual. Oh, they're showing pornography. But then I tuned into the Hank and Jim podcast, and all of a sudden it was fantastic. And those guys, that's a much better show because they're clean. They're clean as a dog's tooth.
And we all know how clean dogs.
I got 3 dogs. All right?
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up over here because the next thing he says,
What does he say?
look at this. WCPR, pirate on porno.
Oh, look at that. So big letters.
Right.
Everything. Nice.
And he quotes some, I don't know, something about porno.
Yeah.
I don't know. But possibly even better than that, he topped himself. This is actually one little other thing I think you're going to like this. You ready for this, Jim?
I don't know if
You can see how he's talking about a lot of other stations like the Falling Star Network.
Yeah.
And, of course, the 2 different stations, WCPR, that was you and me, and WFAT, that was you and me. 2 different, entities. You ready for this, Jim? Are you sitting down?
I'm sitting.
Are you holding on to your chair? That chair doesn't have arms, so do something. Hold on to your chair.
I'm holding on.
Of the many New York City-based Pirates radio stations, perhaps the most diversified and polished is WGOR, Guerrilla Radio. WGOR. Run by a college graduate calling himself Larry Wong. In parentheses, he's not Japanese. Look, am I lying? You have to be my witness. Am I speaking the truth?
Unbelievable.
Polished. The most polished is Larry Wong, who happens to not be Japanese. The station has a highly professional telephone format and augments its program with demo tapes made by musically oriented listeners.
This guy must have been high.
It's unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable.
He must be friends with Larry Wong.
We haven't even gotten into that, But you're right.
Yeah.
If you figure out from what he said, you get Lieutenant Colombo to come in, and you could tell he must have gotten
wrap it up fast.
He
He's
must
gonna be out in handcuffs in no time.
He must have gotten his information from Larry Wong, because only the non-Japanese Larry Wong would say that WGOR is the most polished station, the most professional station. Only Larry Wong would say that. And then check it out. John Doe Radio in New York City. He gave a listing of current stations at the time. He has WEKG, which was Hadley.
No. EKG. No, that was Chris Christie.
Oh. And Chris Christie was friends with Larry Wong.
No, not really.
But they did a show together.
No, with Gary.
Well, yeah, they were both friends with Gary.
Yeah, not Larry Wong.
Oh, she was only friends with Gary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he set her up, got the transmitter. And
Gary, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here so EKG was...
It's Chris Christie.
Chris Christie.
On Rockaway.
Yes, because he said broadcasting from Kennedy Airport. You could hear the jet engines sometimes.
That's
which is fine.
That's not even...
I know, it's not even true. Dogs are barking. And, of course, WPNJ, he mentions, Paul, Nick, and Joe, which I said they were friends of that one.
Yeah.
He says WPNJ, 1625 kilohertz. Oh, he says EKG was on 1650.
No.
He says PNJ was on 1625. Could be.
But
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Knowing Joe,
Yeah.
Knowing our friend Joe of WPNJ, Paul, Nick, and Joe, knowing Joe, it was 1620.
Yes.
.00.0.
Right.
Whereas WCPR and WFAT was like 1620 and a half. That's why we used to say that.
Yeah.
And then he has here WFAT once again.
Yeah.
Known more commonly as Fat Radio, this clandestine station features a regular program with Larry McRae and special guests. Airtime can be anytime from 1 to 4 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. And what do you, I need to know, Jim, how does that strike you? How do you feel after hearing all that?
I totally forgot about that article, but this guy gets the award. What do they give that? The
Pulitzer Prize.
Pulitzer Prize, right? He gets it.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh man! And he ended up working at CBS.
Not working at CBS.
Yeah.
He created CBSMarketWatch.com.
Oh, nice. That's a pretty good gig.
Of course, that's a good gig. Are you kidding me? This is the head of MarketWatch.com. If it's the same Tom Calandra, and that's what the internet's selling. But anyway, I thought you'd get a kick out of that. And thank you, Pete's sake, for providing us that. But I came up with a phrase, Jim. I coined a phrase basically based on our experience of having something written about us that was so fabricated and false. And the phrase I coined was fake news. Fake news, ladies and gentlemen. Because that's fake news.
100% fake.
That was published.
Yeah.
And it was false. It was false. False and fake. False.
What publication was that in?
Something called the Kingsman, which might be a college. I can't figure out yet because every college newspaper, apparently every college has a newspaper called the Kingsman. Mm-hmm. But of course, Kings is Brooklyn, and Kingsborough, it could be connected, or Brooklyn College could be connected. And I believe he went to Brooklyn College at one point.
Yeah.
But the point is, you make things up. What are you going to do? But that's life, right? That's life. Like you got dogs barking, there's nothing you can do about it. So you just have to say, thank you, Tom. Thanks for the laughs. Right.
Hysterical.
I was hoping Mrs. Hayes would come in. And the dogs might stop barking, but I don't care. Mrs. Hayes is home. All right, the dogs will be quiet for a while. So there you go, Jim. I was wondering if you had heard that last week because you hadn't said anything. Hello, Mrs. Hayes.
Hello.
You're live around the world. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And coast to coast.
Everything good?
Well, yeah, it took me over half an hour to get home.
All right. Are you home now?
Yeah, I'm home.
All right, good. I'm glad to have you. I'm glad to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome home. See you later. Close the door. All right. Jim, there's another quick thing that...
Okay.
When this happens to people, right? You go through life, you read the newspaper, you watch TV, you see the news reports, and you just, basically you accept it, especially things that are in black and white. I mean, somebody once said, what did he say? That something about don't believe everything you read.
Right.
So we've been warned. We've been warned from day one. Don't believe everything you read. But until it happens to you, right? If you're involved in some kind of an event, you're involved in some occurrence, or you eyewitness something, and then it's written and reported about, and you go, it's not like that at all. That's not like what it was at all. Mm-hmm. Well, let's say if you're an expert in something, you could be an expert in a certain type of archaeology, or you could be an expert in any field. And then you read an article written about that field, and you're like, that's not how it is at all. This guy has it. Whoever wrote this is not speaking of reality. They're on a different universe, completely different. And that's a lesson. In fact, Jim is leaving. Jim, don't leave me.
No, I was going to...
Don't leave me, Jim.
Dog out.
Oh, he was in. Jim, please don't leave me.
Sound good to you?
Don't leave me, Jim.
What you doing?
You hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying, Jim Nazium?
Every word. I got the headphones on.
So now it's your turn to talk about it for a minute.
Me?
What about everything I just said?
Oh, you said everything I would have said.
Well, now you say it.
Oh. Well, I don't. I really don't remember that article very well from back then.
Oh, that second one?
So
No,
it's
we didn't
like
get that.
hearing
We
for the
don't.
first time.
No, we never. Yeah, it's first time.
Oh, it is the first time. No wonder why I don't remember it.
Of course. No, we never heard that before. Pete Sake told us about it.
Yeah.
Pete Sake had mentioned over the years a few times, and when Pete Sake tells the story, because it's Pete Sake's brother, that's who saw that article. Pete's brother brought the article to him and said, "Hey, look, there's an article." And Pete's brother was saying, "This doesn't make sense what he's saying here. The WCPR and FAT, it's the same guys."
Jeez.
So here we are. I thought what better place to for both of us to be exposed than on the Pirate Radio podcast with all of our friends.
Very nice.
6 p.m. live every Sunday when Jim Nazium decides to make it.
I made it here.
I don't know. I'm pulling your leg, Jim. You don't feel me pulling your leg? I certainly hope it's your leg.
Hey,
I hope that was your leg, Jim.
it's madness, I tell you. Madness.
All right. So you didn't hear me read that last week. That's why I was waiting to hear from you.
Yeah. And, and I watched most of the podcast, later on, but then something happened and
well, last week we were in the middle of a blizzard at this time, and you were out there in the snow doing your thing.
I was going out several times trying to mitigate the snow on my car.
So one of the things I did last week was I went and I found some snow, some videos that we made in the snow. Did you catch that? Like I found this 8mm.
I saw that.
Film.
Snow.
Yeah, you were shoveling my parents' stoop.
I was doing the same thing, same day, because I went out at night.
That was funny.
Shoveling in the snow.
That was the first half of that film. Then when we got to the second half, we traveled to your house, to the WHOT, and we went up on the roof in the snow. Did you see that part of the video?
Uh-huh.
And then what was the deal? In the snow, the antenna had already collapsed.
Yes.
Now, I wanted to ask you about that. The label, that video was labeled 1982, which I assume is correct. But that must have been the first time the antenna fell. Wasn't that a storm? Didn't a storm knock it down?
It was March.
So it went down in March.
Yes, it was. March is the windy month, at least here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
And I remember that it was going to be windy. I says, "Oh, I hope the antenna doesn't fall down." So I went to bed that night, and now remember, we're two numbskulls, and the antenna, the mast is all the way up, 36 feet.
Let's show everybody, because I have a picture.
3 guy wires holding the top section. 3.
I think I have a picture. There we go. There's one of the masts.
Yeah, I don't know if that's extended.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's just the mast.
That's the mast with the stereo probe 9 on top. That is our mast. That's our tower, baby.
Yeah.
That's the WHOT tower. So that tower is on your roof.
Yes.
And tell us what happens.
So only 2 sections were guyed, and only 3 wires in both of them. And so I wake up hearing this sound, because it's clamped to a vent pipe that's really tall. Must have been about 6 feet tall. What do you think?
Yes, a vent pipe. Oh yeah, at least 6 feet tall. Yeah,
cast iron. I guess
yes,
it was.
It was a vent stack. Yes,
it's a vent pipe. It vents out the steam coming.
Yes, yes. Don't worry.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm hearing like a creaking sound, like a metallic creaking sound.
And this is 2:00 in the morning.
No, this was like the sun was up.
Oh,
and then I hear people outside says, "Look at it! Look at it!"
No, come on!
And I heard a woman yelling, "I think it's gonna fall!
Get out of here! You're in the studio!"
Yes, I'm in my bed. I take the covers and I put them over my head. I says, I just hope that it's going to fall the other way, because as you can see,
you don't want it to fall into the street,
right?
Wait, I think I have another shot. Hold on. Yeah, keep it.
I was afraid that it was going to fall towards the street area, which the edge of the roof is there.
There's the building. There it is.
Yeah.
There's the Meat Supreme right there.
Yeah. So,
and there's the tower. You can see the tower is up there. It's in a slightly different, but you're so people are still like, well, these 3 girls, right? You see these 3 girls? These 3 girls are sitting there. People are standing on that corner in front of the bank.
Yeah.
Hopefully at the time you're not on the air, so the bank's burglar alarm isn't going on. But these girls are looking up and saying, what are they saying?
They say it looks like it's going to fall. It's going to fall. And the guy wire must have snapped, and it was probably doing this in the wind.
Oh, my God.
And I knew that the winds were coming out of the northwest. So I says, all right, northwest is going to push it to the other side of the roof. And the next house is below, there were flat roofs. So I'm in a 3-story building, and the rest are 2-story building except for the corner, but that doesn't matter. So it started, I guess it started to bend, because when I woke up the next day and I went outside and I turned up and I said, I don't see the antenna. Where is it? And I see the bottom of the mast bent. And it fell over to the other side of the roof, where
He's all right. He's not bothering me.
Don't forget, it had
Jim's bothering me, not the dog.
A heavy antenna rotor.
Yes, here's the rotor.
Cornell Dubler, very heavy.
You could see you could see one guy wire on this, right? See the guy wire, and you can see the Cornell Dubler rotator, which is very heavy.
Yes.
So this thing is top heavy. The antenna's not light
Cast
either.
iron too.
That is made out of cast iron, that rotor. And that thing went down. It went down, and thank God it did fall onto the other roof, which I believe we have a picture.
I think it was a soft landing, too, because...
Look at that thing. Look at that thing.
It wasn't damaged that much.
Look at how high that is, Jim.
That's 36 feet. Look at that.
That's fully extended.
Yes. Think about that.
Think about this is a 3-story building, and that's 36 feet above. And way up on top there is a Cornell Dubler. It's cast iron.
Heavy.
That thing fell. Let's get a shot of what it looked like after it fell. There it is in the snow, Jim.
Yes, upside down pretty much.
That's on the neighbor's roof.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh. And it looks like it was a soft landing.
Yeah, I don't think the antenna got damaged.
No, it didn't.
And the rotator didn't get damaged.
No.
Thank goodness. Thank God. Good job. Good job, Cornell Dubler. They should have put it on their advertisements. Tested by Hank and Jim in Brooklyn to withstand 90-mile-an-hour winds and crashing on the neighbor's roof, and it will still operate.
And General Nastica said, and the antenna was not damaged.
Not damaged in the least. There's the, what is that now? Tell everybody what that is.
That's the point where it bent. That's the top of, you see the top of the top of the vent pipe.
Right, that black part is the top of the 6 foot tall, or more. It was more than 6 feet. I think it was like 7 feet, because we had to go on a ladder to get up there. So it's on top of a 7 foot tall vent pipe, mounted, and look at that thing. That thing is just bent.
The weight,
it's bent like a straw, like a plastic straw.
And the weight of the rotor, and with the high wind, it just. Thankfully, it didn't take the pipe with it, the vent pipe.
Oh, that would have been that. Then we'd be in trouble.
Yes.
So far, amazingly, I don't know how. Amazingly, we have not gotten in trouble yet. I mean, the only trouble has been the FCC telling us not to do it, but we ignored them.
Yeah.
And your father telling you not to do it, and you ignored him. So you ignored all the other things. But if that vent pipe broke, we would not be able to ignore what would happen to us when the landlord of the building might say, have something to. Never heard a complaint from the landlord.
No, never. Never.
Still don't understand to this day how that happened. Another angle of the antenna. Now the snow had thawed. So we were off the air a long time because of this, weren't we?
Yeah.
If this happened in March.
Yeah.
And then maybe that snowstorm was at like one. Oh, I think it said April 1st. That was an April 1st snowstorm.
Blizzard in April. I think it was April 6th we had the blizzard, wasn't it? It was like opening day at Yankee Stadium. And
that's why we went up to the roof. We said, because normally we would be going on the air.
Yeah.
We couldn't do a snow show because of the, as you could see, the condition of the antenna. Now take a look at this picture, Jim, because what you see there is see that little hatch? There's a window, there's a skylight, right?
Yeah.
That's the neighbor's skylight, which, by the way, the antenna, thank God, didn't crash and break it through the skylight.
Yeah.
It didn't break through the guy's roof. And then there's the little hatch there. The neighbor never came knocking on your door saying, "What is this? What'd you do to my house?"
No, never.
The owner of that building was not aware that this antenna had crashed onto his house.
No.
Impossible. He would not have allowed that to stay.
Even say you got to get rid of this. Remove it.
Unreal. What else we got? There's another angle. There's another angle of the antenna. on the neighbor's roof, Jim Nazium. I get scared looking at this.
Yeah.
I get scared now. I wasn't scared then.
It was kind of comical. I mean, it was to see an antenna. Look at it. It fell perfectly. The top of the mast and the elements perfectly placed. So minimal to no damage to anything.
Yeah, not even the roof.
Yeah.
I don't see the pole. I don't see the metal mast. The pole going into the roof, creating a hole.
Might be a little mark there in the tar.
A little scratch. You got a little scratch. All right, you got a little scratch on your roof.
Didn't even get a leak out of that.
Stay calm. They don't have to go crazy.
Yeah.
There's another angle. That's the entrance to your roof.
Yeah.
And now you see that the antenna fell away from the street.
Yes.
Thank God. We have to thank God. This is something. Literally, Jim, this is something you have to thank God for.
Now, look
So I suggest you get a spring, indeed 2 springs, and explore their motions when one is twice as long as the other.
I'll tell you, that antenna, man, that mast was bending like a spring.
And you can see how tall that vent pipe is, by the way.
Yeah, see, so there's a door, right? A door is like 7 feet, and the vent pipe's at least 7 feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice and strong. They made vent pipes good back then.
Another angle. Oh, no, that's a different. Oh, we have it. By the way.
Yeah.
So that was when Mother Nature.
Yeah.
There is this is Mother Nature caused this to happen. That's Mother Nature, correct?
Correct.
But the storm with the women, screaming women. They were screaming women. It's going to fall.
Yes.
It's going to fall. And you didn't even bother to go up to the roof and see what's going on.
Because what am I going to do? I would panic. I would be in a state of panic if I went up there. And I can't show my face on the roof. Because I would imagine that the Meat Supreme, the workers there, probably all staring at it, waiting for it to fall. I'm surprised they didn't call police or anything, or a fire department.
Nobody, nothing.
Nothing happened.
They let you get away with it. Everybody let you get away with everything, Jim.
I woke up a couple of hours later, in early afternoon. Shower.
Did you go up then?
No, I went outside.
Oh, you went outside?
And I crossed the street, and I got.
And you looked up, wait, you went outside?
Yeah.
You crossed the street. You turn around.
Uh-huh.
And what happened?
I didn't see the antenna. It's not there. Where is it? I says it had to land. I figured it had to land on the other roof. But I didn't go up there to look. No.
I think Bob the Ooh-Man was on the corner with the girls. He was going wild when that antenna fell.
Oh my God! You heard that?
You believe that? You heard the sound. Imagine the sound it made. The sound. Whoa, look out, Jim. Jim, it's going to fall. It's going to fall, Jim. Look out. And now we're off the air. Maybe you have to call me and say, don't plan on doing a show anytime soon.
Yep.
And I'm like, how come? He says, well, you know that storm that came through? You know where the antenna is? No, I don't. Well, the antenna used to be on top of 2085 West 6th Street in Brooklyn. And now the antenna is on 604 Avenue U. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Good times, Hank. Good times.
Good times. All right, well, it's the top of the hour. We're going to take a fast top of the hour break. Okay? Because we still like to be like, we're like radio professionals. And in the radio, you got to take a fast top of the hour break. All right, Jim?
All right.
So let's do it. Wow. Oh, that's not a fast top of the hour break. I hit the wrong button. See, I'm a professional. This is why I got fired. This is why I got fired 5 times. I never actually didn't get fired 5 times.
Ahoy, mateys. If you're tired of corporate radio drivel, tune into Heggies on the Pirate Radio Guy podcast. He spins tales of rogue broadcasts that make Dilbert blush. Greatest adventures on the airwaves. You won't regret it.
Oh, my fellow Americans, I am honored to congratulate Jim Nazium on his 50th year in broadcasting. Keep up the good work, my friend. How about we go out and grab 2 eggs, any style?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd love that.
Jim, I noticed you didn't invite me to have coffee with Ronald Reagan.
You weren't available. And do you know, I had to pay.
You paid for that?
I paid for the eggs.
Of course. Well, listen, I'd buy Ronald Reagan eggs if I could.
Yeah, I felt, come on, it's my honor.
So there we go. And Jim, antenna's falling, but isn't it true? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it true that that's not the only time that antenna was downed, so to speak?
That's right. That wasn't the first time.
That was the first
time. It wasn't the last time.
Right. It was the first time.
Yeah.
The first time was Mother Nature, right? An act of God. An act of God.
I heard everything you were saying again. What do you think, a joke over there?
That was an act of God. Was there another time the antenna fell down? Tell us a little about that, Jim.
We reinstalled the antenna, finally put up the antenna again. We bought, and we ended up buying a 19-foot mast, and we put it up. We attached it to a chimney on the other side of the roof, so it wasn't as high because we realized we could not guide that properly. Yeah, you can see it there in the back.
No, we don't see this yet.
Oh, okay.
We want to hear from you.
All right. So we put it where it won't be subject to high winds like this one was. Not as high because we really couldn't guide properly because the roof is so narrow.
Yeah, the roof is narrow, so we had a little bit of a guy wire, just a guy wire and a prayer. So we moved. Once that antenna fell, right, we had the result of that antenna falling. And like Jim was saying, we decided, well, of course, we have to go back on the air. So we got another mast, not quite as high. Mm-hmm. And there was a chimney. There was a brick chimney on the roof. And we figured, okay, like you said, maybe a little more, the structure will be a little more sound using the chimney.
Yes. And
possibly be able to withstand Mother Nature. And it did. It did. Was that the dog? It did withstand Mother Nature.
Yeah.
But what happened? What did that antenna stay up forever?
Nope.
Tell us what happened, Jim. Here we go.
Not too long after.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Jim Nazium.
I was up on the roof.
Come on, dogs. Stop it. They're going to fight. I'm going to have a dog fight. Go inside. Don't be naughty. Come on. You believe this? Anyway, ignore the dogs.
All right, what was I saying? I wasn't saying anything.
Well, tell us why the second antenna. What happened to the second antenna?
So I was on the roof one day. I forget what I was doing up there. Now, bear in mind that the tenant where the antenna is right below, okay? They used to walk their dogs on the roof, and there's dog droppings everywhere and urine.
So let's let everybody know, just so you understand, that this was a 4 apartment building.
Family, yeah.
There was 4 families.
Dwelling.
Yeah.
And
so there were 2. On the first floor was a butcher.
Yeah.
A fantastic butcher. Good meat.
Still there.
Meat Supreme, Brooklyn. Yeah. That's the first floor. Second floor was a front apartment and a back apartment. Mm-hmm. The front apartment occupied by Jim Nazium and WHOT. The third floor, the top floor, we'll call it the top floor, was 2 more apartments. Mm-hmm. And in one of those apartments, you never know who's going to move in. And a family moved in, and they had at least 1 dog. And it was a big dog.
Spike.
That was his name.
Yeah.
Spike. Spike was probably just a normal dog.
The big white. Well, I don't know what kind of dog it was.
Big white dog.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the family decided that they didn't want to go walk down 2 flights of stairs every time they had to walk Spike. And they looked up the steps. There's a stair, the steps to the roof outside their front door. Mm-hmm. And they said, just let Spike and that door's always open. Legally, you can't lock that door.
Right.
Got to get out in case of a fire.
It just has one of those little latches,
So they'd say, well, Spike's got to go again. And what would they do?
They would take the dog up to the roof and walk him.
Well, just let him out on the roof. He could run around as long as he doesn't jump off the roof.
Yeah.
And that's where Spike would do his business, both number 1 and number 2.
And they didn't clean it. They just let it rot.
In the sun. Baking in the sun. So now we go up to the roof, and every time we go up to the roof...
To do something with the antenna, adjust the guy wires or whatever, and make sure everything is okay up there, you have to walk around the stench and the droppings. And I was up there, and it just happened that the husband came upstairs. Maruchi.
So now you're on the roof.
Yeah.
And the antenna was up, as it should be. And all of a sudden, and all of a sudden, the roof is now covered in dog poop, just everywhere, just mounds, and it's big mounds of dog poop. I have some of that in the pictures we're going to see in a minute.
Okay, so...
And all of a sudden, the guy comes up. Maruchi. The Maruchis, ladies and gentlemen. The famous Maruchis of Brooklyn. So tell me about you. This was your first encounter with Maruchi.
One of the first.
So tell us about it. I want to hear this.
He said that thing, it's going to put a hole in the ground.
He's talking about the antenna and the mast.
Yeah. Says that thing is huge. You know, he kept saying, humongous. That thing is humongous.
And what'd you say?
I was just laughing.
You're laughing?
I was laughing, yeah. It's big.
Oh, that thing is humongous. And the freaking humongous.
He said, something like, it better put a hole in the ground and I get a leak. I says, no, I says, it's not. I says, I have wood underneath the bottom of the mast. So it could not possibly, the metal's not even touching the
tar, the roof.
Not the tar on the roof.
Yeah.
So that was it.
But he's looking at you saying, that thing's it's too big.
And then one day I meet him in the hallway, and he said, that thing is, he uses some profanity.
Yeah, that effing thing is too effing big.
Yeah, and he's complaining to me about it. I says, it's okay, don't worry about it.
It's just an antenna.
Yeah. Says, that thing's coming down. It's going to come down.
And you didn't tell him it already came down.
Yeah.
He wasn't living, Maruchi was not living there the first time that the storm took it down.
Right.
So you didn't tell him it already did. No,
right.
It's not coming down.
It wasn't there yet.
We made sure it's not going to come down.
Right. So one day, I think it was like sunrise.
Yeah.
And I hear noise, and he's on the roof pulling up the cable, the antenna cable. I see it moving. It says, "Up, someone's on the roof."
So you are awakened. You're laying in bed, and your bed was conveniently located, literally next to the transmitter.
Yeah.
And the cable comes out down from the roof to the fire escape in the window, and it's right next to your bed. And what are you hearing? What's happening?
Tugging on the cable.
Tugging on the cable. The cable's being tugged.
Lots of noise. So
that is connected to the transmitter. So what'd you do?
So I disconnected it from the transmitter because he's going to rip it out, and then I'm in my pajamas. So I throw a coat on or whatever, and I half asleep. I run up to the roof, and I think it was just barely daylight.
Yeah.
And I'm up there.
So you must have just went to bed 5 minutes before.
And he's cursing at me.
He's cursing at you.
I'm taking it down. It's coming down. And I'm standing. He says, you can't cut it down.
What's he doing? What is he doing physically when you see him?
So he ran downstairs, and he came up with, what do you call them? Wire cutters. So some kind of cut.
Like a lock cutter.
Yeah.
A bolt cutter.
Bolt cutter.
He comes up with a bolt cutter?
Yes.
He's got a bolt cutter in his hand.
Yes, and I'm up there with him, and he starts cutting all of the
guy wires.
Not the guy wires. Yeah, the guy wires.
The metal straps.
And the band. Was it iron band strap?
The metal straps.
Yeah,
steel.
And the thing comes crashing down on the roof.
Right in front of you.
Right in front of me. I was a witness. I says, if he's going to do it, he's committing the crime in front of me.
And your antenna comes crashing down right in front of you.
Yeah.
That he just cut it down. And then what did he do? What did he do when it crashed onto the roof? First of all, it landed on the roof.
Yeah.
And what happened? Tell us. We're with you. We're standing there with you. You just watched a crazed lunatic.
Well, I was
literally cut your antenna down
off the roof.
You were what?
I was afraid he was going to throw me off the roof. He was enraged. So I just stood there in disbelief. And then he ran downstairs because he was happy.
Did he say anything? Did he laugh? Was he maniacal? What was
I forget what he said when he's done. So, but he was happy. He was still enraged. And then he just ran off the roof and went back to his apartment,
leaving the crumpled mess.
Yes.
Which I have a picture of.
Yes.
Thankfully, you went and got your camera.
Yeah.
But tell me what did you do at that moment when he ran past you, and he's like, and you're what did you do in those moments when you're standing there with your antenna crumpled on the ground amidst the dog crap?
I think the first thing I got to do is take pictures of this because I have to sue the guy. What am I going to do? I think I went to the landlord.
Not in your pajamas.
Not in my pajamas. No.
Okay, so you ran down back to your house. You got your camera. Thankfully, you always had film.
Yeah, always had a film in my camera.
I have a picture. I have the pictures that you took.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick peek. There it is. There is the result of Maruchi's dirty work. And speaking of dirty work, take a look at the roof. Every square inch of that roof is covered in dog crap. You see
all of the discoloration is rain and sun that have baked dissolved the feces.
Right. None of that dog crap was ever picked up.
No.
It was left to deteriorate. What do you call that? Degrade. Biodegradable.
Yeah.
It may be biodegradable, but you don't want a roof that is literally covered in dog crap. And that's a lot of dog crap.
The stench was unbelievable.
And now, amidst the dog crap, is our beautiful stereo probe 9 antenna. There it is. You're looking at it.
Rescued it. It was after the Mother Nature tore it down. We rescued it. It was fine. We put it back up with minimal cost. Just new mast and the brackets.
There's your Cornell Doubler. It landed in a plop of dog poop. Right?
And I believe it still worked.
That Cornell Doubler, they would have paid you money to find that out. I think we have more photos that you took. There's one, and you see that antenna did not survive.
No.
There's another angle, complete with dog poop. There it is, folks. That is the mast, the tower, the rotator, and the bent antenna having been cut down by a maniacal lunatic, Maruchi. He did what Judah Mansbach couldn't do.
Yes.
There's a close-up. This reminds me of like the Pearl Harbor, when you see the pictures of the Arizona after it was sunk. It's in there. It's still smoking. That antenna's still smoking. What the Japanese did to Pearl Harbor, Maruchi did to WHOT, to our antenna, and our transmitter, our antenna. Thankfully, you pulled the cable out. He could have pulled the transmitter onto your bed and killed you.
Well, it would have damaged it for sure.
If you were laying in the bed and that transmitter landed on top of you in your hand, you didn't have one hand in your pocket, right? You always have to keep one hand in the pocket. When you go into the transmitter, you would have died.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unbelievable, Jim.
That was unsalvageable. That antenna was history.
So then what happened?
So we lodged a complaint to the landlord.
Tell me about that.
Saying that...
I want to hear this.
No, what I did was, before I did that, I went to the library, the big one. What's the big library in Brooklyn?
The main branch, Brooklyn Public Library. The main branch was the largest library, the largest public library in the world.
I went there, took buses, trains, whatever it took, and I had money on me, and I had to look up the actual law on a multiple dwelling and installing antennas, and it said it is perfectly safe. It is lawful to affix an antenna to a chimney.
To a chimney?
To a brick chimney.
And I think it had to be the height of the antenna on a roof in New York City. It had to be at least 7 feet above the roof.
Yes, it had to be. It had to be more than 7 feet above the roof.
7 feet or more. Minimum 7 feet above the surface of the roof, so nobody hits their head, or workers don't come up and hit their head or accidentally touch it with a ladder, let's say. So you looked up the regulations, the New York City Department of Buildings regulations, and you found and you made copies. That antenna installation that we had put in on that chimney was 100% legal.
Yes.
And Maruchi, with his maniacal set of bolt cutters, cut it down right in front of you.
I was an eyewitness, and so I took that, and then says, all right, now I know we can go to the landlord and say it was legally installed, properly and legally installed.
And the landlord obviously had no problem with it, never said anything to you about it.
So he said, and we mentioned that his dog poops and urinates all over the roof, and it says, I don't know if you're aware of that. And he says, really? He says, all right, I'm definitely looking into that. And he said something like, you could put your antenna back up, something like that, he said.
Mm-hmm. Gave you permission.
Yes. Now, the landlord did not live on the premise.
No.
The premises. He, it was his building. He owned it because he owned the store.
Certainly.
So anyway, at that point, we said we have to take this guy to court. To maybe get the money back, and we'll put up another antenna.
So let's think about how much that antenna was worth. How much did it cost? So take the
antenna was like $50.
Okay, now this is early 1980s money, so
yes.
$50. And we never had money. That's one thing we did not have. We didn't have $50 to throw around. After Mother Nature tore down the first antenna, we were very grateful that you didn't have to buy an antenna or a new Cornell Doubler, because that was a lot of money.
Yeah, that was expensive then.
Do you remember how much those were? They were a lot of money.
Yes.
A few $100s, a couple of hundred
then,
to $200 to $300 at least.
Even back then.
So luckily,
the rotor was fine.
The rotor was fine, but
we need new masts.
New masts, all the hardware to put it back up. So you're talking about, $500, let's say.
The antenna might have been $60 or $75.
Yeah, I think it was like 75, 65.
Yeah, it was a little more than 50. I was lowballing it. But then we had to get the new 19-foot mast.
Right.
And like I said, all the hardware and another mast on the top.
Yep.
Unless that one wasn't damaged. I don't remember. And all the brackets.
So we have to come up with about $300, $400, $500 to put up a new antenna. We did not have $300, $400, $500. We got it. You probably borrowed it from your Uncle Moose, the family Shylock. All right. Thankfully, Moose. Thank you, Moose. Wherever you are in heaven, I hope you thank Moose once in a while, Jim Nazium, for funding all of our adventures. Moose, if Moose was alive, he'd be on this show right now. And, the only thing you could do, sue him. You had to sue Maruchi.
Yes.
And in this case, it was small claims court.
Had to go to the court, had to file
small claims court. Okay, whatever it was, it disqualified for small claims court. Yes. You had to file a claim against your lunatic neighbor.
So now, after filing the claim, I had to go to, and they told me you have to go to a process server. I had to find one, and you have to pay them money, and they are the ones that are going to hand the, what is it called? The
subpoena.
Subpoena.
The summons.
The summons.
By the way, I want to point out, we did not have the money to replace this. That's the key.
Yeah.
Moose didn't even have it at that time. We had to try to get the money from Maruchi, the person who, it's not like we had credit cards or anything like that to lay out the money and buy all the equipment. No, we needed that antenna replaced, and we needed the money from Maruchi. So you instigated a lawsuit, a small claims court, and that cost money. The process server was another $50-$60.
Yeah, all this costs money.
And then even to file the small claims suit, that cost money to go down. There's filing fees. So this is adding up. Say $500 was an easy number to reach. We wanted $500 to be reimbursed, and that's not punishment. That's just to reimburse for the damage that he did right there. It's right there, and there it is. Let's look at it again. There it is. There is the damage that Maruchi did in front of Jim Nazium. Right in front of him. He says, I'm going to cut it down. It's coming down. And there it is, baby. It's down. He did it. He got it down. Right in front of you.
Yep. He did what he said he was going to do.
And I remember being with you when you went to these certain places and you had to file. I took you down to the courthouse in downtown Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. We had to go to the court clerk. You filed the thing. All of a sudden, you got a court date. And now you're waiting because he still lives above you. He still lives on the second floor.
Uh-huh.
And you know he's getting it in the mail. And also, he's going to be handed.
Yes.
The process server hands him the summons.
It has to be handed to him.
Yes. And once that process server, he could even throw it at him. It could just brush his elbow. That's it. He's been served. Mm-hmm. And now I came with you, Jim Nazium and Hank Hayes. We take a trip on our court date. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And we go down to Small Claims Court, down on, I think it was like Montague Street.
Yes.
In downtown Brooklyn. And we're ready. And here's what Jim Nazium has. Jim Nazium has evidence.
Right.
We're looking at the evidence.
Pictures, receipts, everything. And the law that it can be affixed to it's legal, to a chimney.
A chimney.
And the distance above the chimney. Everything was legal.
So you have an eyewitness, that's Jim Nazium. Mm-hmm. You have pictures of the damage taken moments after the occurrence. Moments after the occurrence. I think the dog even came up and neighed next to you while you were taking pictures. And then we have Maruchi, the defendant. So Jim Nazium is the plaintiff. And by the way, there was no People's Court. Can you imagine, Jim? Yeah. Can you imagine? I'm going to ask you this, Jim. Can you imagine if the People's Court was on TV? If that show existed?
Oh, I would have definitely done it. Definitely. Oh,
that would have been fantastic.
Without a question.
My God. Now, do you remember this was about? Do you remember what year this was? Could it be 84, 83? No, it had to be 82 or maybe 82.
Not too long after we put up. Yeah, that's right. It had to be the same year.
So it was. Here's 1982. The People's Court was not out yet. Not here in New York. It might have been in California, but we did not have the People's Court. If we did, it would have been so fantastic. Again, we were ahead of our time.
Yeah.
If we had only waited, if we could have said, you know what you should have said? When he's coming up there with the bolt cutters, you should have said, wait, hold it, Maruchi, listen. You can cut the antenna down. Do me a favor. Wait about a year or two. There's going to be a show called The People's Court. Cut the antenna, and then we'll all be on TV, and we'll all make money on the People's Court. But you didn't know. You didn't have a crystal ball.
No.
You didn't know about the People's Court. That wasn't there. You couldn't see that far into the future, Jim.
I didn't even have an 8-ball.
Right, the magic 8-ball. I had one, but I didn't know about asking it.
Yeah. But
so here we are. Now we are there, and I'm with you, Jim. I'm with you. We have a stack of photographs. We have a stack of receipts. And these were receipts from what you paid, not even what you had to pay in the future. Right. What you already are out of pocket. And we go in front of a judge. Remember, I was sitting with you. Remember, the two of us. It was Hank and Jim, just like right now in the Pirate Radio podcast. It was Hank and Jim in the courtroom, and there's Maruchi. He showed up.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened in the courtroom?
Yes. There's two things happened. Well, the first thing was, I don't know who went first, him or us?
No. What happened is the plaintiff goes first. So what happened is they finally called our case.
Yeah.
The first thing they wanted to know, would you like arbitration? Arbitration is where you were going to sit in a room and, decide, try to come to some kind of agreement. And Jim said, nope, I do not want arbitration. I want to be in front of a judge. We needed a judge.
I want justice.
We wanted a judge.
Yes.
Justice. I mean, this is clear cut. It's clear. Okay? The only thing you didn't have was a video. That's the only thing you didn't have was a moving video of him cutting it down. You had everything else. So I'll tell you what, my recollection, we go down, they call the case, Maruchi sits in the defendant's desk. You and I sit at the plaintiff. Mm-hmm. There's the judge right in front of us. There's the court clerk. There's a bailiff, okay? Court officer. Now, I'm going to say something that people might not believe what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say.
Oh, yeah.
Jim knows what I'm about to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you might not believe this. You're going to go, nah, they're embellishing. But
no embellishment there, folks.
There is no embellishment.
We are telling you our story because we lived it.
I'm going to swear myself in. I do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about, so far, everything I've said and what I'm about to say. It is the truth. I think it was this was the third or fourth case that the judge was seeing that night. The room is packed. Yeah. You go, I think it's every Thursday, and the guy's got to sit there and hear case after case after case. Probably the only case of someone having their roof antenna, cut down.
If I remember, he wasn't wearing a robe. I guess they don't have to.
I guess so. That was the first thing. He's up there. It's a real courtroom. I mean, it's a real courtroom, and he's up there by the bench up there. And he comes in. He's not wearing a robe. Okay, so he can live. He doesn't have to wear the robe. Okay, all right. Right?
Yes.
But he looks like a regular guy. Yeah. It looks like it could be a guy from off the street. Hey, Joe, you want to be judge tonight? Yeah, come on in. Do you remember what happened, Jim? I'm going to say it. People are not going to believe it.
You say it.
They are not going to believe it. While we're sitting there, and the court clerk or his assistant is giving him the file, the folder, and the papers, the judge says something. He leans over and he says something to his assistant, and his assistant reaches down behind next to where the judge is, and I saw it with my plain as daylight. A can of Budweiser beer. Mm-hmm. A 12-ounce can of Budweiser, and the clerk, the assistant, pops it open. You hear that crack sound of a can of Budweiser opening, and pours it into a cup and hands it to the judge. And I looked at you. Remember, I looked at you and I says, I want to say, am I seeing things? He's drinking a beer. That's Budweiser.
Mm-hmm. Anheuser-Busch,
St. Louis, Missouri. I says, the judge is drinking a Bud. While this, what? That's allowed. Remember, we looked at each other like, and Jim leans into me and says, "Was that a beer?" And I said, "It's Budweiser."
It wasn't a soda. It was.
It's not a soda.
You know, the Budweiser logo's right there. We're not that far away from the bench.
And the thing is, we're so close at the plaintiff's table.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it like blatantly. You know, he was kind of like, like if I like him, like he's like, yeah, he gave this.
But the can was visible the whole time.
It
was right there. You could see it.
I'm just sitting there looking at the judge drinking out of the cup. So that's number one. Number two, the court clerk or somebody, whoever's in charge of this, says, all right, all witnesses, raise your hand. You got to be sworn in. So you raise your hand. Maruchi raises his hand. And me, I'm an idiot. I'll admit it. Listen, let's face it. Who is the idiot? I'm the idiot. When he said any witnesses, I thought eyewitnesses. And I thought, I can't swear. I can't be a witness. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying not to lie. That's the problem. See, the problem is I was trying not to lie. The one time in my life, my hand should have been up with everybody else. And he's administering the oath. And the judge stops him. He says, hold it. You. And he points at me. He says, who are you? Because, you see, other people had a lawyer with them. There was a couple of people ahead of us, and I watched how the plaintiff and the defendant raised their hand, but the lawyer didn't. Remember that? The lawyer did not swear in.
I don't know.
Oh, no, the lawyer did not. The lawyer sat there like this, and the witnesses got sworn in. So I thought to myself, well, you see what happens? Look, it's going to go like that. So at that last minute, the big idiot that I am, I thought, I better not swear in because I'm not a witness like eyewitness. I wasn't there. I'm not going to testify. I'm thinking I'm not going to testify about what happened because I wasn't there. I'm just here for you. Mm-hmm. I'm helping you out. And I says, well, I'll just make believe I'm the lawyer. I don't have to swear in. And the judge interrupts the swearing in and says, what are you doing? How come your hand isn't up? And like a moron, I start babbling about I'm not an eyewitness. And he says, are you going to testify? And I says, no, I wasn't there. And he says, all right, you can't say a word. I don't want to hear you try to talk. Remember that? He says, I don't want to hear you try to talk if you're not going to. I says, okay. But I was just there for you. But I just always, years later, here it is, 50, 45 years later, and I'm still embarrassed about that. But you got sworn in by the drunken judge. Maruchi got sworn in by the drunken judge. And the first thing the judge goes to you. You're the plaintiff. What's going on, Mr. Nazium? And you told him?
Yeah.
What'd you tell him? Give us a brief outline real quick. You're in court. Tell us, why are you here? What are you here for? What do you want? What are you doing? Wrong camera. Horse head.
But they're tough on the ear, you see.
Go ahead.
The defendant went up to the roof and cut down my antenna.
And the judge goes...
I said it was lawfully installed. I don't know the exact words.
Yeah. And he says, what kind of antenna? And you said...
It was an FM antenna.
Yep.
And I think he asked a few questions, like, what does he use for?
Yeah.
Something like that.
He goes, like an antenna, like a TV antenna. And you said, like a TV antenna. It's an FM, but essentially, it's a roof antenna.
Yeah.
Legally installed. And he's looking like, this is an interesting case. He put the beer down. He actually put the beer down for a minute. This case was suddenly interesting. It wasn't the typical, I lent my girlfriend $200, or my boyfriend said he was going to pay me back. I lent the money for a car. No, all of a sudden Jim Nazium has to bring an interesting case into the court. Some lunatic cut down my roof antenna, Your Honor. Right? So then he says to you, do you have any proof of this? And I remember you said, I saw him do it. He did it right in front of me.
Yeah.
And at that moment, the judge looked at Maruchi and said, is this true? And he goes, yes, Your Honor. Now, he admitted, yes.
But
that's the first thing. He says, is that true? Yes. And because I remember, I was like, if he denies it,
No, but he was arguing a little bit. He says...
Wait, no, before he argued. It wasn't his turn yet. It was your turn.
Yeah.
During your turn, when he said, do you have any proof that he did this? And you said, he did it in front of me. I was standing right there. And he said, you did? Did you do that? And he goes, because that was a moment of truth. We all looked. And he goes, yes, I did, Your Honor. Because, he goes, I'll let you talk. But first he admitted it. So now we have an admission. And now the judge, I remember this, he you told him more about this, that, and the other thing. And then he said, how much is it worth? And you said, here it is. Oh, and I said, I have pictures. Remember?
Yeah.
The guy who gave the judge the beer, the same guy who opened the can of beer for the judge came over to you and got your pictures. Remember, the judge looks through all the pictures, all these pictures that we're looking at right now. All these pictures we're looking at right now, these are the same exact pictures the judge looked at. And the judge looked at them, and then the judge goes, how much, how much is this? You're suing for whatever, $500, And you said, yep, I have all my receipts. Receipts, remember? Receipts. Let me see the receipts. And the same guy put the beer down one more time, came back, got the receipts, walked up to the judge. Judge is looking at the receipts. He's adding them up. It's all, monetarily. And I remember you were not allowed to sue. You couldn't sue for any. We had to pay parking. Remember, we had to pay parking downtown Brooklyn? It was like $7. That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
You couldn't sue for the $7. I'm going to let the dogs kill each other because right now I don't care. So there's Maruchi. There, reenact. There's a live, ladies and gentlemen, a live reenactment. That is Jim Nazium and Maruchi on the roof, as performed by Taco and Licorice. Good job, guys. Good job. They're going crazy. So now,
Over here.
Tina, they did a live reenactment of Maruchi tearing down the antenna.
I heard them.
They're all right now. So now, Jim.
They're fighting over a toy.
And Jim's fighting over an antenna in a tower.
Fucking humongous.
Okay. So now he looks at the receipts. Oh, you couldn't sue him for the $7 to park your car. Not allowed. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't sue him. I think you were not allowed to sue him. You couldn't include the process service fee. And any court costs, whatever it was, $30, $40 to file. Okay, I got to keep doing this. And but anyway, so remember, he looked at the receipts, and then do you remember this? The judge looked at me, and he goes, "Now, what are you here for?" I says, "I'm just here. I'm here to help him." He says, "All right." And now the judge, what did he do? He turned his attention to Maruchi, and he goes, and the judge is holding the the receipts, and he's got the pictures, and he says, "What do you have to say for this?" And he says, "You already said you did it. So, I mean, you said you did it." And that's when Maruchi starts saying, Your Honor, you understand? This thing's over my head. It's humongous. I gotta stop this. It's humongous. It's so huge, Your Honor. This giant thing on my head. I couldn't sleep at night. I was scared this thing was going to fall.
He was saying that he was afraid that it was going to put a leak in the roof. He says, "Was there a leak in your roof?" He says, "No, but it could have." And then at the end, didn't the judge get annoyed with him? He said, "Did you cut his antenna down? Just answer that one question." And because he wasn't. At that point, he really wasn't saying that he did it.
No, at that point, he was trying to say, all he kept saying was that it was going to hurt the roof. It was going to cause a leak. And like you said, the judge, even though he had a beer in his, he had the beer coursing, he had alcohol coursing through his blood veins and alcohol crossing the blood-brain barrier, which I wish I had right now. All this alcohol, his blood alcohol level is on the rise. So the judge is feeling fantastic. He's having a good Thursday night, drinking a beer, listening to Maruchi. And even with the alcohol in his blood system, he still asked the right questions. And was getting fed up because all Maruchi was doing was trying to say, well, it could do this and it could do that, and I was afraid, and it's too big, and this and that and the other thing. Meanwhile, Jim Nazium brought the law. He brought the actual regulations showing that it was legal. And finally, like Jim said, like you said, the judge goes, bottom line, because he established, did it cause a leak? No, Your Honor. Did it fall down and do whatever you thought it was going to do? No, Your Honor. And did you cut it down? Like he said you did? Yes. Yes, I did. And then what did the judge say?
He said that, and he hit the gravel, and he says, you'll get the,
the decision. He got the gavel. I saw he had the real gavel. He almost grabbed the can of beer, okay? When he was reaching for the gavel, thankfully, he reached a little past the beer. And then the other thing I was afraid was that when he went to hit the gavel, when he went to bang the gavel, he was going to bang the can of beer. I was worried about that. But luckily, when he banged the gavel and said, okay, this case is closed. You'll get my decision in the mail. And you and I, how did we feel when we walked out of that room? How did we feel when we walked out of that courthouse?
I wanted to go up to the bench and get a sip of his beer.
Hey, yes. I wanted to shimmy, too. I wanted to say to the bailiff, can you get me one of those? I'm kind of thirsty. I'm a little parched. I could go for a Budweiser. Can I have one of the judges' Budweisers, please? Can I have one of the judges' beers? It looks delicious.
Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, would you like to deliver the conclusion, Jim? We were waiting
on pins and needles
for the mailman to come. We were waiting for the mailman to come.
Every day I would run down and check the mail. And then one day
I would call Jim Nazium and say, did the mail come? We were singing Mr. Postman every day, like the Beatles. And like, who sang Mr. Postman? Shirelles. Like Jim Nazium and I were like the Shirelles.
Shirelles was the Marvelettes. No, I forget. Marvelettes?
I don't know. We're only two DJs.
It was a Motown, so it had to be Marvelettes.
We were like Mr. and Mrs. Motown, waiting for the mailman to come with the decision from that fantastic drunken judge who drinks open cans of Budweiser beer while he's on the bench hearing cases. Okay?
Adjudicating cases.
That was a good one.
Now tell us about the moment when that envelope arrived.
So happy the letter's here. I know what's going to say. I says this is a no-brainer, right? So I opened it up, and it said that after reviewing your case and this, that, and the other thing, we have decided to. I don't know how they phrase it, but they
right. It doesn't say guilty or not guilty.
No.
Put it this way: the judgment by the drunken judge. The judge who openly drinks Budweiser, sitting at the top of the bench with the gavel in one hand and an open can, 12-ounce can of Budweiser in the other. His decision was that Maruchi, I can't say innocent because I forget how it comes down, but he was not responsible. He was not liable. He was not held liable for tearing down the antenna, and he was not liable for the damages that were done that day. He let him go. He said, nope, my judgment is for the defense. That's it. Mm-hmm. His judgment was for the defense. Was his judgment clouded by Budweiser beer that he was openly drinking?
Maybe.
Now, Maruchi is asking the question of the day. How is that even possible? Evidence, eyewitness, photographs, receipts, and admission. Did you or did you not tear down that antenna exactly like he said? Yes, I did, Your Honor. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. My judgment is for the defendant.
It's right. Maybe it was. Maybe he had one too many the night he reviewed the case and made his decision.
We couldn't believe it. We're reading this over and over again. I showed it to my father. My father was having a heart attack. I said, how can this be?
All right, then how do I know when they're rolling and if they're getting it?
Yep.
Jim, how can it be? How can it be, Jim? He admitted it. Did you do this? Are you guilty of knocking down his antenna, cutting his antenna down with the bolt cutters? Yes, I am, Your Honor. Yes. Remember, he had to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Jim, I just got a question in PM. Did Jim get any money for the antenna? The answer is no. The judge found for Maruchi. The judge his decision sided with Maruchi that he doesn't owe Jim a penny, that he didn't do anything wrong. This is the judge that drinks beer.
He was exonerated.
And now not only are we out of an antenna, we're off the air. Mm-hmm. We don't have a mast. We don't have an antenna. We don't have nothing. We have no radio station. But if we want to put it back, it's going to come out of our pockets, come out of your pocket. And on top of this, you know that upstairs Maruchi is doing an Irish jig. He's happy as a clam. It's like, hey, I won the case.
And the decision is finally can't appeal it.
No, you can't. You can't appeal small claims. That's it. That's the decision. Finished. Poof. Tell me what happened then.
What happened was He says, tomorrow, pick me up. We're buying an antenna, we're buying everything, and we're putting it right back up. And let him try. He says, if he tears it down again, I'm going to buy another antenna and put it right back up. I'm going to keep doing it. Because, that's how ticked off I'm using.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I know. Now, quick question. I know the landlord, or at least, if not the landlord, the manager, of Meat Supreme. He was on your side. He was that nice guy.
Yeah, he was.
And you told him, he even said to you, you got to sue him for this. Do you remember anything about... I got to stop there. Look at this. I got to tell this company. Turn this thing off. If I go like this, it zooms in. Every time I look, I'm zoomed in. Now let me zoom out. Jim, they must have been interested in the case, the guys at Meat Supreme.
Well, he said,
I know he told you, put a new one up, put another antenna. You have my full permission, but what about, did you tell him about, do you remember telling him about?
I don't remember saying anything about it.
But he was not happy that he lets a dog crap all over the roof. So, save that.
Okay.
So I was just wondering if you remember telling, if they had any reaction to finding out that the judge found for the defense and against you. You don't remember that at all?
No, I don't think so.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this to you right now. What Jim just said a moment ago is 100% true. And he said to me, we were sitting there, we're very depressed. We're reading over and over. We can't understand. I went to my father. Can you explain this to me? He says, the determination in Jim Nazium when he said, you just repeated exactly verbatim, word for word, what you said to me then. You said, tomorrow, we're going to buy all the equipment for a new antenna, and if he tears this one down, I'm going to put another one up, and if he tears that one down, every time he tears the next one down, I'm putting the next one up. I remember you saying this to me, Jim, and by the way, I was 100% with you. 100%.
Yep.
Mr. Maruchi, what he would say is, it's effing humongous. I'll say the word freaking, okay? It's freaking humongous. This thing is freaking humongous. It's too freaking big. That thing is too freaking humongous. And ladies and gentlemen, Judah Mansbach could not stop Jim Nazium from broadcasting. Yeah. The head of the New York field office of the FCC, Henry Paulson himself, could not stop Jim Nazium from broadcasting. Jack Shadetsky, Alexander Zimny could not stop Jim Nazium from broadcasting. Well, I want to tell you something. Maruchi, Mr. Frickin' Humongous himself, he did not stop Jim Nazium from broadcasting. Because what did we do the very next day? I don't know how you got the money. How'd you do it, Jim?
I must have went to Moose.
Went to Moose? You probably had to show him and Moose goes, Jim goes, Moose, I need $380. I got to put up a new antenna. What do you mean? You sued the guy. Didn't you get the money from frickin' Maruchi? And he says, no, look. The judge said, based on Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, St. Louis, Missouri, he found for the defendant. And Moose immediately handed you all the money you needed.
It was a loan.
Of course, it's always a loan. He's a loan shark. He's a Shylock. It's always a loan. But ladies and gentlemen, and Jim, I have a surprise for you because we were rolling videotape the very next day.
All right. When we went up to install the antenna, the new one, we went on the roof. We had the tripod. We had the video camera, and it was rolling the entire time.
Right.
Pointing a little further at the back, showing you could see the door on the roof, which we saw already, and you could see us installing the new antenna, and I took video of all the crap that's on the ground. And I remember the wife came up to walk the dog. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if she's on the video.
No, she didn't. She's not.
She saw that we were videotaping,
and she made a immediate U-turn, a beeline, and ran away.
I think what she wanted to
prevent. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
In other words, the videotape was going to be used the next time we take him to court. That's what she's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And we installed it, and
well, I have the videotape, Jim. I'm ready to go. That's what I was editing today when you went out to have your Budweiser.
Right. And there's a big closer for this. We're going to save that to the end. So you're going to have to stay tuned to the...
Oh, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big show. This is the Jim and Hank versus Maruchi show. Maruchi was a bigger enemy to pirate radio than the FCC ever was. And the FCC, ladies and gentlemen, in order to catch the two idiots that you're looking at right now, the FCC created a task force of over 50 agents from around the country and brought them to New York City, stationed 2 of them on top of the World Trade Center, stationed 2 of them at Kennedy Airport with a helicopter on standby, hot standby, in order to track down Jim Nazium and Hank Hayes. And those agents, those federal agents that did their best to keep us off the air, couldn't hold a candle to Maruchi. Maruchi. But on this day, we're about to go to a videotape. On this particular day, yes, the very next day after that court, after the decision arrived in the mail, Jim Nazium, Hank Hayes, John M.B., I won't say his last name, John M.B., and Mrs. Hayes got into my 1966 Chevy Impala and drove to the antenna store. Do you remember the name of the store?
I'm trying to think. It was on Utrecht Avenue.
Yes, we have a shot of the store, but we didn't get the name. We only have the RCA logo.
Does Pete remember the name?
Maybe, I don't know, but
it was a very popular electronics store. I mean, you could get one capacitor if you needed it.
If you needed a capacitor, and they had everything we needed. So here we go. Let's all go back. 1982 Jim Nazium, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the next day. A determined Jim Nazium, Hank Hayes, Tina Hayes. Yes, we went to Antennas Are Us. Exactly. That is where we went. Oh, from Alan Thane, Universal Electronics. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Alan Thane. Universal Electronics, located on 64th Street. I believe 64th Street and New Utrecht Avenue in Brooklyn. And let's go to the videotape. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Thankfully, we had videotape. And like Jim says, when we're on the roof, we have the camera on a tripod recording every minute of this because we're figuring that Maruchi himself could come up and try to attack us or something. We're going to get this all on tape, even though the same judge would have a Heineken that night. On Heineken, a Heineken night is going to be worse than Budweiser night. So while the dogs continue to kill each other, let's go to the videotape.
Roll the videotape.
Let's do it. Orson, can I get the videotape, Orson?
Every July.
Here it is. Let's go.
Wolf says roll the videotape.
Wow, looks just like the French Connection.
Yes. Right over here.
Unlimited.
There it is. There's Universal Electronics, Jim.
Yep.
There's Jim Nazium and Hank Hayes walking in to Universal Electronics. And now we are exiting Universal Electronics in a box.
Is that brand new antenna?
See that? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Channel Master Stereo Probe 9, model 4408. It's so big we couldn't even fit it in the car. I had to stick out the window.
Some assembly required.
And by the way, if you ever watch The French Connection, the movie, this is exactly where the chase took place and where the guy got shot.
Yeah, he's already getting panicky.
Oh, you're gonna imitate your father now.
Yeah. What do you say? He says, no, we're putting it up. It's going up 20 feet. He says, oh, 20 feet! I thought he said 10 feet. I said, no, I said from the beginning, 20 feet. No, what are we going to do? Started yelling. Really did. Started yelling. Speaking about yelling, oh, wowee, you middleman!
Jim Nazium.
20 feet.
We're now driving back to Meet Supreme to install
Have you seen the commercial for bread yet?
the antenna.
We're under the train there, and then B train.
Where'd you see it?
There it is, French Connection, folks.
Yep.
Watch the French Connection.
You can cut now.
Bye-bye.
Should do a reenactment.
We should. And now we're on the roof. That is the roof. There's the brand new antenna.
You can see he's mounting the antenna to the rotor mast.
There's Jim Nazium coming over to lend a hand. Oh, by the way, this was August.
Okay.
The date is August 27th, 1982, and it was hot. Do you remember how hot it was? It was a scorcher.
Smile.
90s.
Coke it's life.
Drinking an ice cold Coke.
That's the real thing.
It's not a Budweiser. That's a Coke.
What the world needs today.
And there's JMB.
It's a bright object in the sky.
Shut it.
By the way, they're still all dog crap.
Yep.
You got to watch everywhere you step. Every step you take is dog crap.
They're erecting.
Oh, we're getting, yes, in public, I'm giving it an erection. Jim Nazium, Hank Hayes, and JMB are getting an erection right there on videotape. It's erect. Eureka. It's erect.
How did you put that up?
Continue in the manner I have been doing, the whole thing will fall down.
That's right. Why am I not helping?
Why is he not helping? You're helping, look.
Oh, okay.
It's on video, you're helping.
So, he's pretty much holding it while I guess we have to go around with the iron.
Yeah, we have to get the brackets.
Yeah, the brackets.
Yeah, take it.
Have to make it tight.
So thankfully, for JMB, he's there. He's keeping the entire mast stationary, and we're running the steel brackets, mounting hardware around the brick chimney. Now the first brace is in. All right, it is erect, but it is not guided and is not completely erect, by the way. It's a partial. That's a partial erection.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that thing goes up high.
That's right. You didn't extend.
No, we haven't extended it yet. Right. See, we don't only get an erection, we get an extension. We get an extender.
I want to be able to do this kind of stuff.
What, get an erection?
No, I get climb on ladders in the heat.
We did it enough. Enough already. Enough with the ladders. Enough with the heat.
Did we extend it all the way to 19 feet?
Yes. So now we're just that's the top portion. It has not gone up yet. It's vertical, but it is not erect as of yet. Not completely erect. You know, when you have a partial erection,
yeah,
it's partially erect. It's still admirable.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat room is looking and they're admiring our partial erection, Jim.
Now, if anyone's wondering what is a rotor or a rotator, that device under that big the Cornell tubular.
Yes.
That is a device that is connected to wire that goes into my bedroom, and then there's a box, and it has a dial on it, and it has north, east, west, south. You can
turn the antenna right. You can aim the antenna wherever you want
because it's a directional antenna, and you can aim it. So I used it for receiving FM stations from great distances.
Jim would receive, you would aim at the southeast and southwest, and you get Philadelphia.
Yeah, I got all the Philadelphia FM stations. I aim at northeast. I was getting southern Connecticut.
And also, it allowed you, when we broadcast, we could aim at the optimal direction we wanted to aim, which happened to be, I guess, towards Queens and Connecticut, away from the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes.
Where this antenna was located was literally on the Atlantic Ocean, on the western tip.
He's raising it.
Oh, I'm giving myself, as usual, I'm giving myself an erection, ladies and gentlemen, as usual.
It's going up. It's going up.
As usual, Jim Nazium is videotaping me as I give myself an erection. Look, 2 hands. Hey, it takes 2 hands, Jim.
That thing must have been heavy.
Yeah, baby, that's what she said.
Yes.
It takes 2 hands to give me a complete erection. Unfortunately, it takes 2 hands and 2 other men.
Yes.
Not quite what I dreamed of. Like when I went to court and the judge was drinking an open can of Budweiser beer. It's not exactly how I imagined it to be. I thought it would be different. Is it all the way up yet? That's what she said.
And you have to shove a bolt through it. It comes with a bolt.
At this age, I probably would help if I could shove a bolt into it at this stage of the game.
You need to hammer it in. Remember?
Look, I'm banging it. Oh, I have to bang that bolt in there.
It keeps the
it's like an implant. I'm implanting. I'm affixing the implant to the erection to keep it up. Basically, to keep it up.
Huge.
Now,
wait.
It's the illegal wire and it's the pipe, Your Honor. The pipe.
I'm imitating Maruchi.
Illegal wire.
Remember that? The pipe.
Yeah.
The pipe, Your Honor.
You're looking at a scat man. Yeah.
He kept calling it the illegal pipe.
Yeah.
The illegal pipe.
That's right.
And you showed that it was legal.
The whole thing.
There's some dog crap.
Let's look at it inch by inch.
Oh, inch by inch.
Look at that. That's a nice installation.
It's beautiful. Now it keeps going up. Look how high that thing goes.
Oh, there it goes. There's big. It's big. It's big. It's too big. It's too big. It's too big. It's too high. It's too high.
Any of the other antennas, or this antenna installation here with this wire, which is
right. It's a no more violation than those.
Right. And that's the only wire that could be considered in anyone's way. As I said, it's not. It's just as much in the way as this wire, and it's just as much in violation as this antenna, that antenna, and that antenna.
That's absolutely correct.
My antenna is the only one that is higher than 10 feet, making it legal.
10 feet.
10 feet.
Wow.
Wow.
10 feet. You had the only legal antenna installation up there.
I'm scared.
You have to be a little crazy to hang out with us.
Yes, you do.
It helps.
It's on the application.
It's definitely a plus. Like you have to drink Budweiser if you want to work with that judge.
Christening ceremonies.
You got to be a little crazy to hang out with Hank and Jim.
Hey, someone should start shoving that through the mast. It's got it.
There it is, Jim. Look at it, standing proud. Standing so erect and proud.
Yes. Can we get a shot of me turning it from the...
I don't think so.
No, that's too bad.
But there it is. The guy wires are all intact.
Yeah.
The cable's coming down. And Maruchi is nowhere to be seen. There's the old, look, there's the old bent mast. From old to new.
Man. One of the men.
And of course, Jim, there is the moon.
Whenever you finish with your tape, with my tape. Yes, why not?
And there it is with a moon shot. That's the money shot, right?
Yeah, that's one heck of a thing.
Artistic.
You got the moon. And you got...
How about that one, Jim, huh? You like that?
I like that.
Documented. There's documented history of pirate radio in Brooklyn, New York with the demented Maruchi episode.
Yes.
And that's the pipe, Your Honor. The illegal pipe. The pipe. It's frickin' humongous.
So, weeks ahead, we're back on the air, obviously. The return of WHOT FM.
Thankfully.
And obviously, we're anticipating that maybe he's going to tear it down again, but he didn't. And then the day came when I noticed that all the windows were bare. I could see. It says, wow, it looks weird.
Wait, Jim.
Yes.
Wasn't there police at some point? Didn't something happen with him?
Yes.
Yes.
There's
just
two
came to me.
things
To first go, what happened with the police?
I don't remember the incident, but something happened with the police came and they went to his apartment.
And they didn't have a can of Budweiser, not the police.
Right. I don't know what happened, but...
Because I remember you calling me and says, oh, get the police were here. The police were here. Guess what? They went to Maruchi.
Did they arrest him?
I think they arrested him.
I'm starting to remember
the
that.
Police arrested Maruchi. Ladies and gentlemen, the police arrested Maruchi.
Yes,
Howard.
But
down goes
his run-in has
Frazier.
backfired against him heavily.
Howard, down goes Maruchi. Down goes Maruchi.
The simplest little thing.
The police arrested him,
Yes,
and you
he
called
went
me
out
up.
in handcuffs into the police car. They took him away. Don't know what he did.
Don't know what he did. I says, are you kidding? Are you sure you saw Maruchi in handcuffs taken away in a police car? And you said,
Yes.
yes. Down goes Maruchi.
What are you doing to me?
And then what happened? Not long after that. Not long after Maruchi's arrest.
Not long after that, the apartment was empty, and I asked my mom, says, "Can you talk to the landlord, find out what happened?" And he said that they were evicted.
They were evicted. Ladies and gentlemen, Howard, they were evicted.
Hello again, everyone. This is Howard Cosell, speaking of sport.
And Howard Cosell took his apartment. No, but yes, he got evicted. We don't know. It was a combination of the landlord said that had something to do with all of the
dog crap.
The dog crap up there. And I don't know what the arrest, if that played any role in them getting.
Who knows?
We don't know that part.
And that was the last we ever heard of Maruchi, ladies and gentlemen.
And the people that took that apartment were very nice. It was very friendly.
They were very friendly. They never complained about antennas.
No. And all the noise we made in the middle of the night.
The noise we made in the middle of the night. These shows went on at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning. Screaming, yelling, going nuts. Room full of people. Not once. Like you said, the only thing that happened was one time they called the telephone number and said, yes, they told it was a real radio station. And they said, yes, I'm trying to watch the cable and I'm hearing a radio station on my cable box, my Metco. Remember?
Yes.
And he says, we're going to look into that. Meanwhile, they didn't realize they're calling the apartment right below them.
Yes.
Nobody cared.
We were on AM.
But Jim Maruchi got arrested. Just remember this.
Yes. How good. And this is great. It's triggering memories of what took place. See, it takes two numbskulls to come up, to remember everything.
It took 44 years, 46 years, no, 44 years. 44 years later, we remembered that Maruchi got arrested for some reason and taken out of the house in handcuffs. Not long after we put that antenna back up. The landlord and the manager of the butcher, they did not want him. They says, no, this guy's bad news. That's why I was hoping they maybe said something to you. They probably heard from him. They probably said, oh, what are you doing up there? They had to go to him and say, hey, you can't, you ruined my roof. You know what that roof would cost? Can't imagine what a roof.
Probably had to retire it.
Of course they did. Remember, they put nice tar down. It was like white.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, my God. See, so all in all, it had a happy ending. Yes. Speaking of happy endings, I have another videotape to play.
Okay.
Because, do you remember, Jim? We installed that, again, look. We installed that antenna. I have to stop doing that. I have to stop talking with my hands. I'm Italian. I have to talk with my hands.
If I miss it, I miss a television network commitment.
Don't give me that!
Now listen, we have a commitment right now, and this is television network. We're getting out all around the world. I want to tell you, Jim, I want to ask you. We put up that antenna that we just saw, and don't you remember what we did that night? Why did we put up that antenna? For what reason? So we could go on the air.
Absolutely.
And we did go on the air that very night. And I have the fruits of our labor. I have a little bit of a tape I'm going to roll from that very broadcast. Right on top of Maruchi. Right on top of his head. With the new illegal pipe. It's fucking humongous. It's freaking humongous, Your Honor. It's a illegal pipe. It's too big. It's too freaking big. It's humongous.
Yes, he kept going, the illegal pipe.
He was saying, but Your Honor, that's an illegal pipe, Your Honor. That's an illegal pipe. I got your illegal pipe right here.
You're a crumb creep lush coward.
Right here, I got your illegal pipe, Maruchi.
Where's my froggy?
Wherever you might be.
Where's my froggy?
Where's your froggy? It's right here with your illegal pipe.
Is this moron number one? Put moron number two on the phone.
All right. So we're going to go out with the fruits of our labor. Some fun stuff from that very night, August 27th, 1982, with a brand new tower, a brand new telescoping, fully erect tower with guy wires, brand new cable, brand new Channel Master Stereo Probe 9. What was it? Model 4409?
08.
4408
I forget.
FM Channel Master Antenna. Bought at Universal Electronics. Thank you, Alan Sane. And the only thing recycled that day was the Cornell Doubler, built like a battleship antenna rotator. So let's all enjoy some classic, after all this, some classic WHOT, which I can't really play the music, you're not allowed. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I still have the towel. It was still hot. 9,000 degrees. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. WHOT.
Bursting with energy on hot 91.5. Hank Hayes is full of music.
You're listening to the new 91.5 WHOT. My name is the one and only Hank Hayes. I'm going to be here all night long. We're going to try to open the phone line for you later on, and then we're going to let you know what to do. Okay, we're going to have a request line. We're going to be moving all the way around. I want to tell you, we went out, Jim Nazium and I. You say, boy, Hank, you've been gone for like 9 months. What have you guys been doing? Who had the baby? But I'll tell you what we did was we went out over these past 9 months and we got every oldie ever made. So, at least you're going to have some music, right? Right. Oh, man, this is one heck of a mic, I'm telling you. At least you can have some music. So, in the meantime, let this guy tell you what's going on.
91.5.
Oh, man, we're going to go back with a golden oldie. I don't know what year it's from, but it's from the 50s. Fats Domino and Blueberry Hill, right? That's right. You better believe it, baby. The new 91.5 WHOT. Ha ha ha. That was Lloyd Price and Personality. Before that, I think it was Blueberry Hill, Fats Domino. Before that, I don't know. So
Have
just
anything to do
don't
with
tell me.
Domino Theory?
That's right, the Domino Theory. That's true.
The Domino Theory, right? My name is Jim Nazium. Remember me? Yep, I bet you do. We're all glad to know that I'm here. The time is 12:46 in the morning. It's a Saturday morning, 1982. What's today's date?
1982.
Okay, 1982, and we got a phone line and everything. We're going to take phone calls from all the people, every person out there. Oh man, the switchboard is going to be so overloaded that we're just going to be scanned, right?
That's right. I'm already half scanned. I'm half scanned already.
He's half scanned. Okay, so you be half scared, and I got to do a few things.
Okay, then. I'm just gonna tell everybody that my name is Hank Hayes, and I'm here right now. Here and now, I'm here right here in the new 91.5 WHOT. And boy, oh boy, it's one heck of a day. You know the weather outside. It's been going so crazy. One day it's cold, the next day it's hot. In August, boy, I saw people wearing coats the other day, right, Jim?
Coats?
Yeah. Saw a girl walking down the street with a coat. She had shorts and a coat.
Yeah, but weren't you in Alaska at the time when you saw this? Oh, yeah, it's in New York. That's a funny.
Oh, man, you're really good, Jim.
We've been off for 9
months. You had a lot of
months.
practice.
We've been off 9 months. You know, I've been writing a lot of material.
That's right, you get 9 months, 9 months worth of material.
I got a whole loose leaf.
On one spot.
Whole loose leaf full.
That's right. A whole host of good new ideas. So, Jim, I noticed you don't have hay fever this year.
No, that's one thing I don't have. You do it, though.
That's right, I really do it.
He sneezed all over me today, and I'm still wiping it off.
That's true,
Jim.
But
it's good. You know, it's good because when it dries up, it doesn't really stain.
That's right. You don't see it. It almost disintegrates.
Right. So you just throw it back in the wash it, and then it's okay.
Yep. That's right. Really, it's true, Jim. It's true.
Yep. They're getting ready again.
They're getting ready.
Yeah,
they heard about
a
big celebration. You know, Jimmy, did you taste the cake? A big celebration before going back on the air party. Had a big piece of cake.
Oh, big piece of cake, huh? Did you find a soap in it? There's another funny one. See?
That's a kind of soap, eh?
Wait, no, that's not soap. Is it? What is it? What are you supposed to find in a cake?
Supposed to find?
Oh no, the gun or tools or something, right?
Oh, a file.
A file. See?
Put soap in the cake?
I don't know.
Did you have a piece of cake, Jim?
No, not yet. I don't want any cake. I don't
like cake, huh?
I don't like anniversary cake.
No, it's too sentimental for you.
No,
huh?
I start weeping all over. Weeping uncontrollably. No. But you know how it is, right, Hank?
I know how it is.
You know what? Your name is Hank, right?
Hank, that is my name, and music is my game. I was telling everybody before, Jim, before you came in, that we, over the past 9 months, one of the big things we were doing was running around to every record store we knew about and buying every record they had.
That's right. I got my own mic now.
We cleaned out about 25 record stores, put them out of business.
Put them out of business? Oh, man, they were scared. They threw us out. I mean, they said, come on, please, we got no inventory left.
You know, at times it got violent. I remember one day Jim went into a store, he saw a record, the copy of Mac the Knife in Stereo. It was the last copy that the place had. This guy went over and grabbed it, and Jim grabbed it, wrestled him to the ground, and grabbed the album out of his hand.
He put up a good fight, let me tell you.
But we got the album.
Yeah, we got everything, right?
I want to tell you the telephone number.
Wall-to-wall music, kid.
Like Nino wall-to-wall.
Yep.
I want to tell you
we got a phone number.
The new telephone number for the new 91.5 is area code 212-352-9906. I want you to join the party, the Going Back on the Air party, right here at the new 91.5. My name is Hank Hayes, and that telephone number is 352-9906. 352-9906, that's the telephone number right here, the new 91.5. My name, Hank Hayes. I'm here with Jim Nazium.
That's right. Remember we had a lot of good phone calls. We used to have Bob.
That's right. Bob used to call. Mark used to call. And we used to a lot of people.
I can't remember the other people, but there used to be a lot of people out there who used to listen to the new 91.5.
I just want to point out, you're watching us use some kind of a telephone exchange. Surprised we're not going to jail for
We used
that.
to call left and right. We used to get phone calls non-stop.
Non-stop. The phone used to ring off the wall. But, if you get a chance, you want to hear an oldie, we got them, Instant request is an all dedication request weekend. 352-9906, the telephone number right here at the new 91.5. Now I'm going to throw the ball back to Hank Hayes.
What is it? It's an all dedication weekend?
I don't know. They used to say those things.
He used to say, yeah, but you better be ready. You just better be ready.
You're the one who's going to take down the dedications. I'm going to be wandering around the studios.
Ooh,
you got the pen, you got the... Yeah, we got one file card left. After that, we're going to have to buy more.
That's it. We're going down to the last one.
Down to the last one. We didn't check that. That's one thing we forgot to check. We overlooked it so easily.
Well, it's one heck of a day. Good to be back in the air, right, Jim?
Good to be back.
It's good to be back. We went through a lot of hell to do it. And we went to the judge, but the judge didn't help. But we did it anyway, right?
Unexplainable. Irrational. Unbelievable. Confused. Twisted. Hot. 91 and a half. It's unavoidable.
Okay, my name is Hank Hayes, and this is the new 91.5 WHOT. We're going to have a good time. We got a lot of oldies for you all night long. 1:22 in the morning, 352-9906, telephone number 352-9906. And let's take it back, all the way back, as far back as you got them. Whoa, hey, man. When music was good. That's right.
Well, I saw my baby walking.
Yeah, whoa.
With another man today.
Wild.
Well, I saw my baby walking. And say your love for me is true.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, man, that's one heck of a guy. Bill Haley and his Comets. Right here on the new 91.5. My name is Hank Hayes. That's good. That's really good. I did it good, right? That's a good segue. This is how it's done.
Yes. Yes.
I hear the harmony! Ooh!
Well, that wasn't that fantastic. But it's better than the one before, right? Right here, the new 91 WHOT. My name is Hank Hayes. Telephone number is 352-9906. That's 352-9906. You call me up. You make a request. We got Jimmy listening. We got Allison listening. We got all these people. We got the Jay. He gave us a call. Boy, oh boy, we get calls all over the place. Happy anniversary. Happy coming back to the air. Whatever you want to say it. We're just happy to be back. Happy to play the oldies. And I'm going to try to look for some really good oldies for you, okay? They got the Beatles all the way around the side.
Come on, pretty baby, walk with me.
How could you be sweating? How could you be sweating? Because I'm moving. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I see that. I could smell it too, you know? It's one heck of a day. Hank Hayes is really moving around. You get a lot of calls. You get a pretty good amount, considering. Pretty good turn up. All those people out there who used to listen to the new 91.5 turning up, coming out of the woodwork and saying hello. Hey, we didn't get any new listeners, did we?
No. We got all people who used to listen to the hot one.
That's right. They used to listen to us, and they're still listening to the Hot 91.5.
Twice as many promos on the new Hot 91.5.
Yes.
Are you looking?
Badges? We ain't got no badges. Brings back memories. I guess that's what baseball's all about.
This is Hancock Street. This is no Mr. Hancock. This is Hancock Street.
WHOT.
Yes.
That's right, that's the McCoys. Hang on, Sloopy. That went out to Allison from Jimmy in Brooklyn. And I've got a man in the studio with me who's going to tell you what the hell is going on.
I am? I didn't know that. He tells me to grab the microphone and stay a while. Well, my name is Jim Nazium, and you gave the reason why the temperature, you got the wrong temperature. Don't give the people the temperature. The reason why it's 70 degrees outside, because the thermometer is right next to the back of the air conditioner, and all the hot air coming out of the back of the air conditioner makes the temperature go up.
I was going to say, it went up 5 degrees.
Yeah, no.
That's right, you know.
But things are getting hot. That means things are hot because the WHOT is on, but the temperature in here, hey, come on, it's 71 degrees. What are you going to do? You want to blow a fuse?
What's going on? What's that? What is that? What's that crackling?
What crackling?
There's crackling. What are you eating, Rice Krispies?
Yeah, snap, crackle, and pop. Same as shake, rattle, and roll, right?
Well, Jim, I know you came in and you got your costume on, and you want to give everybody a treat, and especially it's always a special treat for me, to Jim, to come in and do his famous dance, his famous rendition. Take it away, Jim. Come on, baby. Come on, Jim. Take it off.
Yes.
Hey, man, you're doing it good, Jim. You're doing it good.
Yes.
Key change. Okay, Jim, here comes my favorite part. Okay, come on, Jim, do that. Are you filming? Good. You really know how to do it, Jim. This guy knows how to do it.
Man, you gotta hear this.
Okay, big finale, a big crescendo.
Do it my way. Wait a minute.
Alcohol is bad. You shouldn't drink alcohol.
Kick. Okay. Jim, Jim, you really did it good this time, I gotta tell you.
You're sounding wonderful. Really, you sound
That's my
lovely.
favorite part.
Not a television
You gotta see what he
spectacular.
does when the drums come in. He's one good-looking guy.
Portions of the all-new Hank and Jim show were pre-recorded. We now rejoin the all-new Hank and Jim show in progress.
He's Johnny me boy. He's Johnny me boy. Jimmy me boy. Jimmy me boy. Jimmy me boy. Jimmy. That's my Jimmy me boy. Hello, Jimmy.
That's right. Oh, boy.
The way all things should be. New Hot 91.5.
Oh, yeah, that's the record right there. Yeah, this is Hank Hayes' show. Uh-huh.
Hey, Hank Hayes in the bathroom taking a...
Well, yeah, he's taking a break, right?
Taking a break. A big break.
Yep. 352-9906, the telephone number. 352-9906, right here at the new 91.5. Sounds like we're in a vacuum. Some type of vacuum. Anyway, if you want to hear the oldies, that's the number to call right here. And if it's too much, whatever it is, there's just too much of it. Just too much. And you could hear it, you could do it, and we could do it all the way. And we got the oldies. Oh, playing lots of oldies. It's making noise. Why is it making noise? Maybe you don't hear it the other way, but I hear noises. Oh, playing lots of oldies. It's making noise. Why is it making noise? WHOT, the station that really does it. Did you play the Doors?
No.
You didn't play the Doors. There's a lot of records he skipped. A lot of records skipped.
What do you want to play? All of the songs? And next time we go on the air, we'll play the same songs again?
Yeah, that way they know what kind of music we have. You know, I'm telling you, it's one heck of a day right here. My name is Jim Nazium, and you're tuned. You're just tuned to the new 91. Actually, I'm too tired to talk. You better take over because my mouth is moving slower than anything I know of. You know what I'm saying?
Moving slower than any natural phenomena that you know of?
You said it.
Ooh, man, we got a lot of oldies that we didn't play. Jim thinks we're going to play all the oldies in the collection tonight.
Leading the way. New Hot 91.5. It's the half that makes the difference. New Hot 91.5.
Oh, man. It's really a big day today, right, Jim?
Yeah, that's a sound. Let's see what he's saying. That's what he said.
That's right. Boy, I had a great time. I really did. It feels good to be back in the swing.
It's good to be back. The telephone number is area code. Why do we keep saying the area code? The telephone number is 352-9906 if you want to call up. Bob? Where's Mark? All those people out there used to listen to the Hot One. 352-9906 for anyone else out there who might be tuning our way. And you want to hear a record, we got it. We'll play it. Because we play oldies. That's what we do, right?
That's right. That's what we're here for. We're here to play oldies. Isn't that right?
Yep.
That's right. So here we are, the new 91.5 WHOT. My name is Hank Hayes. And it's the show, what do we call the show?
It's I don't know, it's the oldies show. The party.
No, but I mean this particular show, the Coming Back show. What is it?
The Coming Back show.
That's a good idea. 352-9906 if you want to call us up in the last 9 minutes of the show. Well, actually, the last 11 minutes of the show, I should say. You call us up and you say, man, it's good to have you back. I hope you're on soon, and I'm going to be listening, and I'm going to do it. Could you play the oldies I like to hear? Okay, that's the way we are. That was brought up to play oldies. You know, my parents told me you got to play oldies when you get older.
They said that?
That's right.
What did they say? I don't remember them saying that.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there. Well, it doesn't matter, right? Man, WHOT, the new 91.5. Right. Run it.
And I am telling you, I'm not going. Johnny boy, Johnny boy, Johnny boy. Johnny boy, Johnny boy, Johnny boy. Johnny boy, Johnny boy. How are things in Guacamole? La 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 la.
Bum 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 bum. Believe it or not, all I want.
Once in my life, I was in love with a horse.
Johnny me boy, Johnny me boy. There you go, big man. Jimmy me boy. La 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 la. Johnny, you're the best. You're better than all the rest. Johnny me boy, 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 Johnny. Hello, Johnny me boy, Johnny me boy. John.
Say maybe.
He's in heaven.
It makes no difference who is wrong.
Johnny me boy, Johnny me boy, Johnny me boy. Those doggies rolling.
Best part of breaking up is when you Come on, baby.
Yes.
Come on, baby.
Yes.
Don't say maybe.
Yes.
We had total control. Music system. At 91 and a half.
You said it right. Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
I must say, Jim Nazium, a lot of fun tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Big show. Wait, where are you? Jim, are you with me?
Am I with
Jimmy?
you? Am I with you?
Don't leave me, Johnny. Please don't leave me.
Don't leave me, Jimmy. Big show tonight. And Jim, I'm telling you, I think the highlight of today, the highlight of this day was remembering that Maruchi.
Yes.
That you called me up and said, you're not going to believe what just happened. Guess who got arrested? Who? Maruchi. They took him away in handcuffs in the back of a cop car. Ladies and gentlemen, what's better than that? What is better than that?
That's a beautiful ending to
completely unscripted, unplanned. We totally forgot about that until tonight. Thank you, Jim. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast, because we reminisce. We haven't reminisced for a long time. Wait until we really get into the deep reminiscings, because there are other people that got arrested and have got, that we've known that, have done bad things, right? And got caught and went to jail, even went to prison. Remember? I remember. Stories yet to come, ladies and gentlemen. Dave, you got to stick around, Dave. You got to stick around, because there are stories yet to come.
Jimmy, me boy. Jimmy, me boy. Jimmy, me boy. Jimmy, that's my Jimmy, me boy.
Oh, no.
Hello,
Wait
Jimmy.
till it goes in stereo.
Hello, Jimmy. All right, Jim, we're going to say goodbye. You got any last parting words on this unbelievable network television spectacular? It was a spectacular.
Well, there's a limit to how long I can keep talking. I can lose my voice, too.
any parting words? So many memories. So many memories. So little time. Do I have a napkin, a tissue or something?
I don't have.
Break out the tears here. No. It's just, man, well, it looked like I was 12 years old in that video.
Oh, look at this. Frozen. God. Yeah, well, which one? This one, the one we're watching now?
Yeah, the one we're watching. I look ridiculously young.
Well, that's why we had videotape, because I knew in the back of my mind that someday we were going to be in Freehold, New Jersey, and we would be
precisely
reminiscing on the Pirate Radio Guy podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a big one tonight. Over 2.5 hours of unbelievable entertainment.
I don't want it. I may not be the right man for the job.
Right here. My name, Hank Hayes.
My name,
Jim Nazium, and we will see you next week.
Yes, and I have to get food because I'm stuck.
Now, I say this every week.
He says it every week.
At the end, this is our live show. At the conclusion of our live show, I always say that maybe I or Jim, you feel like doing anything later? Because I was supposed to do it last night, and I fell asleep.
You did fall asleep. I couldn't.
You walked in. I know you walked past me. I couldn't even open my eyes to acknowledge you. But stay tuned in a couple of hours. You never know. You might hear rock and roll on these same channels. All across the channels. Back in the day, Jim, we would simulcast on AM and FM at the same time. It was a big deal. Right now, we are live on Vaughn.live, our flagship station, and YouTube, and we are available everywhere. There's nowhere we're not available, except for a couple of places, but we won't mention them.
Yes, Johnny, my boy, we can do this. I'm telling you, we must do it, and we will do it.
Jim, I'm going to leave everyone with a classic WHOT sign-off, and then a picture of Jim Nazium that will summarize this entire show, including the Maruchi episode, and the fact that the word for Jim Nazium through all of this is resilient. Jim, you showed remarkable resilience.
Why? Because the energy of a system always goes toward less.
So let's all go towards less.
I'm going towards less because I got to eat something soon.
All right, Jim's going to get. I got to eat something too.
Stick around and watch the end of this.
Yes, it's only a couple. We're gonna it's an HOT sign off, and then the closing scene of tonight's show is going to be a picture of Jim Nazium. You're going to want to frame this, Jim. I think maybe we have to print this and have you autograph it for people. All right, so here it is, everybody. We'll see you next time. Don't forget, later tonight, I have a feeling. I got a lot of sleep last night. I have a feeling that the Pirate Radio Guy. I'm sorry, this is the Pirate. I have a feeling that there will be an appearance of the last DJ.
He's the last DJ.
Playing rock and roll music for the kids. It's 8:37 Eastern. I think within 90 minutes. Keep an eye out.
Really? Oh, okay.
I think so. I think tonight's the night. I think I'm ready to rock and roll. I think I'm not shutting up. I don't want to shut up. Yeah. I can't play music where we are right now. I can play music on Vaughn.live, our flagship station. That's where you have to always check. Always check for Hank, Jim, and Pete. All right, Jim. I'm going to play it.
Do it.
A sign off, and then the best picture. You're going to love it. I think you're going to like it, Jim. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what I have to press.
Was that done with a real camera, or is it 110 camera?
That was your camera.
110?
That was a 110. But I took that shot. I said, look at this. Good. I mean, come on, the silhouette, everything. All right.
I'm impressed.
We'll see you soon, ladies and gentlemen. We love you the most, to say the least. All right? We love you the most, to say the least.
Ahoy, mateys. If you're tired of corporate radio drivel, tune into Hank Hayes on the Pirate Radio Guy podcast. He spins tales of rogue broadcasts that make Dilbert blush. Greatest adventures on the airwaves. Arr, you won't regret it.
And that's it for the show. It was great being here, and remember, when the shoe fits, wear it.
We had total control of your radio. Now it's time to live. WHOT FM New York. At this time, signs off until next time. You'll be back.